indeed this week. Have a great St. Patrick's again. Have a great 4-day weekend. I will talk to you bright and early Monday morning, 6:30 a.m. Up next, Greg Hughes is here with the 9 till noon show. Greg, are you all set for the big draw?
Big holiday giveaway.
Big
Beautiful.
holiday.
So professional. Playing Madonna. Holiday being given away between 11 and 12. What
Box
do you want?
well and truly ticked.
Enjoy your long weekend.
I
Anything
will
nice
indeed.
planned?
No, plenty of jobs to do around the garden. Very boring.
Isn't that nice?
Well, if we get the weather for it, it's great.
We have the weather.
They've been niggling at me for a while. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing. What about yourself?
Something similar.
Good.
Except not in a garden. I'm going to London, but very similar.
Oh, God love you.
I have to do a programme. It's work.
Right, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're still not getting any sympathy from me.
Okay, right. Well, we'll tell people more about that a little later on.
Enjoy.
The show.
Safe
Enjoy
travels.
too, Rory. You too. Okay, it is the 9 till noon show here in Highland Radio at 9 o'clock. Time for news update. It's over to Catherine Gaffney.
Thanks, Greg. Good morning. Ukraine's president has described Moscow's demands as more realistic following the latest round of talks between the two countries. The Russian foreign minister says neutral status is being discussed for Ukraine. The Ukrainian capital is now under a 35-hour curfew because of concerns about attacks intensifying. Elsewhere, local authorities say Russian troops have occupied a hospital in the city of Mariupol, taking 500 people hostage. The finance minister says the government cannot cover all of the extra costs being faced by people and business this year. We're being warned household energy bills could rise by around €700 per family after a price hike was announced by Bord Gáis. They're ending their winter price pledge from the 15th of April and raising gas tariffs by 39% and electricity prices by 27%. It's expected other energy suppliers will follow suit. Minister Paschal Donohoe says while people will soon feel the effects of the energy rebate and the reduction in excise on fuel, the government cannot meet all of the costs.
We've brought in additional payments as well, such as the €175, which has been made available to those families, to pensioners who will be particularly affected by these changes. But I do want to couch it all by acknowledging that even with the changes that we have made or other measures that the government has to put in place to deal with other challenges that we are facing at the moment, we can't cover all of the costs.
Hospitality bosses are being asked to offer staff a 4-day working week or alternate weekends off in order to keep them. A study by the South East Regional Skills Forum has recommended 18 measures aimed at attracting and securing workers in the hospitality industry. Ongoing training, upskilling and providing clear career pathways are also recommended. Manager of the forum, Edmund Conley, says with staff shortages right across the country, all employers can benefit from the recommendations they've made.
It was reflective of the situation right around the country. The hospitality sector in recent years prior to the pandemic was very busy, growing and expanding, and as the respondents to the study would attest themselves, they didn't pay enough attention to the welfare of their staff.
And a Letterkenny and Milford District Councillor says he wants to see more commitment from Donegal County Council to promoting and developing the Letterkenny to Burton Port Greenway. Councillor Michael McBride says this was one of the first projects in the county to be progressed, largely because a large number of people attached to community groups right along the route put in a lot of work to get the ball rolling. However, Councillor McBride believes the council could and should be doing more.
It's a very exciting project and there's a huge amount of potential, but I want to hear something positive happening about the Letterkenny to Burton Port Railway track, and I know there's many other county councillors in the same frame of mind as myself, and I'll be pushing it as hard as I possibly can to get it onto the pipeline. I've had walking groups approach me and say they would be interested in coming on board, so I want to see the plan and I want a time frame on it. I think it would deserve that at the stage of the game.
Weather now, a mainly dry day with sunny spells and well scattered showers, temperatures 9 or 10 degrees. Back with more 10 o'clock. Until then, good morning.
Your mental health is important, and now it's easier than ever to find the supports and services closest to you. You can free phone the Your Mental Health information line at 1800 111 888 anytime. Our team will tell you which supports and services are near you, where they are located and how you can access them. You can also visit yourmentalhealth.ie for more information on mental health, for you or for people you know. yourmentalhealth.ie from the HSE.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union, now offering mortgages from €40,000 to €600,000 with no hidden fees or transaction charges. Letterkenny Credit Union, 9102127. And now, it's time for the talk of the Northwest. The 9 to noon show with Greg Hughes on Highland Radio.
Good morning to you. 5 minutes past 9, Wednesday the 16th of March. For a lot of us, it's going to feel like a Friday ahead of St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, of course, an extra bank holiday this week. But also keeping in mind, of course, a lot of people still have to work and will be working in a very busy environment and thinking on those too, and hopefully they get looked after down the line. It's a busy show today. We're going to be crossing to London to preview our Saturday show live from there. We're going to be talking business matters with Kieran. We've got live music from Sinead Black. We're going to hear calls to have our bogs reopened. We're going to be getting an update on the progress on the 3-school campus in Buncrana and so much more besides. Also, we're inviting you, if you're involved with or organising a St. Patrick's Day parade in your area and you want to give it a plug on the radio and let people in your area know. Maybe everyone knows at this stage, but maybe there are those that don't. So if you're behind a St. Patrick's Day parade or event in your town or village and you want the rest of the Northwest to hear about it and maybe get even more people out, get in contact with us now. Give Caroline a call on 07491 25000, and later on hopefully we'll get a few of you on just to describe what you've got planned for tomorrow and why people should attend and all that type of stuff. So a call out to you if you have an event planned for tomorrow, a St. Patrick's Day event. Obviously they've been in hiatus for a couple of years and you want a free plug, get in touch with us now. 07491 25000. We'll be more than happy to get you on and give it a mention and give it a plug. You can text them in too as well if you want to, 08660 25000, because an awful lot of effort's gone in an awful short amount of time. And I know the big towns, they're hugely important and they get a lot of the attention, and rightly so. But there's lots of stuff happening around the region that we also want to make sure they get a plug as well and they get recognised for their efforts. So 08660 25000 to let us know via text. Or if you, by the way, know someone who's involved that may not be listening, let them know what we're at. Give us a call. As I mentioned, Caroline back on the phones, back producing, 07491 25000. The papers today. Some of the regular locals that come out on different days, out a day early, as you might understand. The Tyrconnell Tribune tells us that disagreement between public reps and executive officials in Lifford about the need for housing and infrastructure development in Letterkenny south of the River Swilly remains a work in progress with no obvious agreement on a way forward. This week, a former member of Letterkenny Town Council who is involved with a project seeking planning for a multi-million euro housing and infrastructure plan said the draft proposals put forward by officials on the northern fringes of the town are in opposition to the views of the elected representatives and the general public. Plenty on that in that paper today. The Inishowen tells us that families in Inishowen no longer have any incentive for domestic recycling following an increase in waste bin collection prices, it appears. Logan Waste, the Buncrana-based waste collection firm servicing the peninsula last week, informed its customers of an increase in waste bin collection charges due to increased fuel costs. The increase, which came into effect on Monday, March 14th, means a 40-kilogram bin containing recycling will cost €15 to lift, as will a 40-kilogram bin containing compost. However, a 40-kilogram bin containing non-recyclables will cost €14 to lift, €1 less. In addition, the excess charges on bins has risen to 35 cents per kilogram. I wonder, is it more expensive to recycle than it might be to dispose of other types of waste? The Donegal Post today, awash with green for first St. Patrick's Day parade since 2019. Donegal's expected to be awash with green tomorrow as the county hosts multiple St. Patrick's Day parades for the first time since 2019. It'll be a welcome respite for the county and its people to properly celebrate its national holiday since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. This year, there is the added bonus of a one-off second bank holiday this Friday, March 18th. As I say, if you want to plug your event for St. Patrick's Day, get in touch with us now. 07491 25000 to call, 086 60 25000 to text or WhatsApp. The Finn Valley Voice tells us that staff at McElhenney's store in Ballabafay have raised over €22,000 in a sleep out for the people of Ukraine on the front steps of the store on Saturday night, which is a remarkable figure. I mean, I didn't give it much thought, but when I heard this was happening, I certainly didn't think they'd be raising over €20,000. Amazing generosity from the public. As Russia invades Ukraine, they committed to helping the individuals and families seeking shelter, security and peace. And the first Ukrainians fleeing their war-torn country arrived in Donegal yesterday. I believe it's the first, and if I'm wrong, correct me. Into Bundoran they arrived yesterday, the first families, probably the furthest distance they'll travel from their home to take up refuge here, one of the furthest, if you know what I mean, on the west coast of Ireland. But if there's other families that have arrived, let us know. 086 60 25,000. So as you've been hearing, your energy bill, it's going to go up to €700. This according to the Irish Daily Mail. Now, I don't really understand how all of this works. It's way above my pay scale, but there's a few things that I do know. Oil was at over €140 a barrel over the last couple of days. Yesterday, it was at under €100 a barrel. Now, I know gas and oil, and there might be differences, and I get that, right? But you see, we saw a huge decrease, a 40% decrease in the cost of oil on the markets yesterday. Do any of the companies absorb any of these increases at all? Like, are we the only mugs that end up paying the price of war or whatever it might be? Like, as we've said before, we know the Shell and BP and those companies, they've made record profits. We heard of huge profits from the ESB. Now, I know they reinvest their money, but we heard of huge profits from the ESB last week. Like, are we the only idiots that are picking up the price here? Is anyone else absorbing any of the cost here? And even in the rebates that the government might try and award us, trying to do as much as they can, but they can't cover all the costs. It's us that's doing it. We're paying for that. Like, how is this all acceptable? That's what I don't get. The oil companies are making massive profits. The electricity suppliers are making massive, and none of them prepared to absorb any of these costs. Do they not care that there are people literally freezing in their homes? Could they not do something themselves, some sort of a wartime, not being dramatic, but you know what I'm saying, some sort of a wartime initiative to say, for this period of time, we aren't going to make the same level of profits or target those who might need the help the most. But no, it always comes down to us. As soon as there is a sniff that they could be out any money at all, see your price lock-in for winter, forget that. That's out the window. No one seems to be even batting an eyelid about that. People switched suppliers thinking they were going to get some sort of security on the price. That's just ripped up and thrown out the window because they don't want to lose money. And that's fine. It's just read as a headline as if that's what you do. You know, you make a winter price pledge, you get people to switch over to you in good faith or stay with you in good faith. And then when the going gets tough, you just rip that up and bang up the prices. And again, everyone just goes, well, oh, it's terrible, isn't it? What about the government, the government? Yeah, the government have a huge role to play. But what about these companies? Where they're loyal customers, everyone has to pay, bar the shouting everyone, electricity or gas or oil. And yet they will not absorb or seemingly not absorb any problems themselves. They'll pass it on to us straight away to maintain their profits. And as I say, are we going to see that €40 per $40 fall in the cost of oil? Are we going to see that? No, we're not. That's going to be more profit. That'll be maybe 4 or 5 days of them making extra profit because they'll be able to get oil cheaper, energy cheaper. But they won't pass it on to us. It just further swells their coffers. It's like a bookie, you know. They have all the odds are stacked in their favour, and we have no power and no one advocating for us, no one standing up for us. Well, hard-pressed families are facing a €700 a year hike on their energy bills as the cost of living spirals further out of control. Bord Gáis Energy, one of the state's largest utility companies with around 730 customers, announced yesterday it was raising prices after a winter-long freeze in bills. Maybe that winter freeze was already coming to a conclusion. I don't know. I'm rambling because I'm so angry. But the unexpectedly steep increase will see electricity bills up to 27% and the average gas bill rise by 39% starting in a month's time. But as charities pleaded for the government to make a pandemic-style financial intervention, as we heard yesterday from Malone, Taoiseach Micheál Martin warned that the state will not be able to shield citizens entirely from the shock caused by the war in Ukraine. And that's the front of the Irish Times. Ukraine may not join NATO, says Zelensky, as Russia bombards Kiev. There is a increased optimism, particularly those on the stock markets, that a resolution may be found to this war in Ukraine. Not immediately. Some are saying maybe April, some are saying May. But the language is changing. The language being used publicly is changing. And there are those that feel a a breakthrough could be in sight. Some way down the line yet, but we're moving into a space where possibly there is an outcome to this that would end the war. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky has suggested that his country may be willing to temper its NATO membership ambitions as Russia intensified its shelling of Kiev, and an Irish cameraman and his local colleague were killed while working near the city. At least 5 people died yesterday when Russian artillery fire hit residential areas of Kiev, where Moscow forces appear to be preparing for a major attack nearly 3 weeks into an invasion that has claimed thousands of lives and prompted more than 3 million people to flee to the European Union states. Okay. Some criticism from Ryanair today in the inside of the Irish Independent. Ukraine's ambassador to Ireland has written a letter of protest to Ryanair after she claimed the airline had raised ticket prices for refugees fleeing the war. Larissa Carrasco said she had written a letter to Ryanair a week ago. However, she had yet to receive a reply and is currently waiting for a meeting with Transport Minister Eamon Ryan to discuss the issue. Speaking at the Oireachtas Committee on European Affairs, Ms Carrasco welcomed suggestions made by Sinn Féin Deputy John Brady earlier that charter flights be officially arranged from Poland. We'd be very grateful for that because it is very difficult to buy tickets from Warsaw or from Krakow to Dublin, she said. And on to the Irish Daily Star today. They've got more of a focus, as all papers have, but on this particular sad story of an Irish cameraman. He was killed in Ukraine after coming under fire in a vehicle while he was working for a US broadcaster. Pierre Zagreski, who's 55, was travelling with his Fox News colleague Benjamin Hall on Monday in Harenko, which is on the outskirts of Kiev. The pair were struck by Russian fire in the incident, which claimed Zagreski's life and left Hall seriously injured in hospital. He was an Irish passport holder and is believed to have, it was found amongst his belongings on a subsequent examination of his body. It's understood he was born in Dublin and went to St Conleth's College in Ballsbridge in the south of the city and was in the class of 1984. And on to the Sun finally. Facebook, they're 17 million in the red now. Not in total, but they've lost 17 million. They've been fined that by an Irish board for breaching GDPR privacy laws. The Irish Data Protection Commission held an inquiry into 12 notifications they received between June 7th, 2018 and a date in December 2018. They found that Facebook's parent company, Meta Platforms, did not have the appropriate measures in place to protect users' data across the EU. They said their investigations found they had breached Articles 5 and 24 of the General Data Protection Regulation and imposed the hefty fine on them. 17 million. That's a steep one, isn't it? And lastly, in the Mirror, it's a bit of a sports one, I suppose. A lot of Manchester United fans out there might be disappointed for themselves. And Ronaldo, his glorious return to creaky Old Trafford, is going to be trophyless. Manchester United's trophy drought will extend into a 6th season after Atletico Madrid sent them tumbling out of the Champions League last night. Renan Lodi's 41st minute header earned Diego Simeone's streetwise Spanish scrappers a win at Old Trafford as they went through to the quarterfinals, and the home fans showed their frustration by hurling missiles at Atletico boss Simeone as he went down the tunnel at full-time. Lovely. I wonder, will Manchester United go down in history as sort of as a one-man era club? Well, two, isn't it? But particularly Alex Ferguson. Is that going to be the reputation, I wonder? 08660 25,000 if you've got a comment on that or anything that was in the papers or to raise your own issues. We've got plenty coming up to keep you entertained and informed, I'm sure. Just to let you know that if you want to finally be in with the chance to win a trip for two to Turkey, you need to get on to highlandradio.com now because the competition lines close at 11 o'clock. It's not competition lines, it's the competition portal for Turkey. Okay, so we've got two great prizes. The first prize, which will be announced at a later date, is a €10,000 holiday voucher plus 5,000 spending money. That's fantastic. But to incentivise you to enter early, we're giving away a holiday for two to Turkey today. It'll be given away between 11 and 12. You can be in both draws, by the way, and this is the interesting bit. You can be in both draws if you buy your ticket before 11. So go onto our website, highlandradio.com. If you don't fancy using the website or you don't have a card or something like that there, give us a call here, 074 91 25,000, and we will hopefully sort you out.
The newspapers are courtesy of Kelly Centra, Mountaintop, Letterkenny.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union. Mortgages now available with a personalised service from your local and friendly credit union. Email mortgage@letterkennycu.ie.
Welcome to the Betway Handicap Hurdle. They're under starters' orders, and they're off. Out in the lead early on is the favourite, Gaelic Runner, who is unbeaten in her last 3. Followed closely by the outsider, Oscar's Pal, who's failed to play so far this year.
Go on, Oscar's Pal!
So, who are you backing? Underdog or favourite? Visit betway.com or download the app. 18 plus T's and C's apply. Dunlewy.net. Bet the responsible way.
For a great early season lawnmower deal, visit Gortley Sales and Hire, exclusive stockists of Stiga in the Northwest. Mowers, trimmers and hedge trimmers. Full trade-in service available at Gortley Sales and Hire, Gortley, Letterkenny. Call 9126276.
Brian McCormick, Sports and Leisure, Main Street, Letterkenny. New O'Neill's Donegal range in-store and online. Home jersey available in many options for men, women and juniors. New Donegal goalkeeper jersey out now. Donegal O'Neill's Harlem range with new jackets, hats and snoods to help you show your colours. Look the part, play the part. In-store or online. Click and collect on bmcsports.ie.
Land prices up 33% in 2 years. This week's Irish Farmers Journal is in shops today, one day early. Here's Paul Mooney.
Don't miss our county-by-county guide to agricultural land prices across Ireland. With land prices at their highest level since the Celtic Tiger era, we reveal how much land is worth in your county and how cash-rich investors are buying land to rewild and offset carbon.
Don't miss your 72-page land price report inside this week's Irish Farmers Journal in shops today.
Big plans won't mean big repayments with a home improvement loan from Inishowen Credit Union. Whether you're converting the attic, changing the kitchen or doing work to the garden, talk to us today. With rates starting from 6.18 APR, no hidden fees or charges and fast loan decisions, we have the perfect loan for you. Apply online at inishowencu.ie or call us on 93-61017. Membership of Inishowen Credit Union is open to anyone who lives or works in the Inishowen Peninsula. All loans are subject to approval, terms and conditions apply. Inishowen Credit Union is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
All right, you're welcome back. And I meant to mention there during the papers just the funny old world we live in that Boris Johnson is today travelling to Saudi Arabia because of the sanctions imposed on Russia and because they don't want to do business with a country that's got a poor human rights record, that bombs its neighbours, that treats people unfairly in terms of law and order. And where's he going? He's going to Saudi Arabia, which has been condemned at the weekend for beheading 81 people who weren't given a fair trial. A country that will kill you for simply being gay, and is not behind the door when it comes to bombing the neighbours. And I don't mean that in any way facetiously, because it's a very serious issue, but that is what Boris Johnson is doing. Saudi Arabia also own a Premiership club in Newcastle, not necessarily directly, but the wealth of the country owns Newcastle, the Premiership club. So he's jumping out of bed with one country into bed with another, all for the sake of oil, of course. And, who's to say he has to provide for his people, I suppose. But it's just the fact that they've stopped doing deals with Russia to go and do deals with another country that is very similar in some aspects to Russia. Anyway, that's the international scene. Let's get local now, because a member of the Donegal Education and Training Board is warning the three-school campus in Buncrana is still some years away. Last evening, Education Minister Noel Foley confirmed that the project has been given initial project approval, which means a design team can be appointed now ahead of the preparation of detailed plans and drawings. But Councillor Rena Donaghy says there's still a long way to go. By the way, a compulsory purchase order has been approved for the site on Causeway Road, with talks ongoing between the Department of Education and the landowners. OK, let's get the reaction of Kevin Cooley, who's good enough to speak to us on a regular occasion on this issue. Kevin Cooley, Principal of Cranach College, Buncrana. How are you getting on, Kevin? Nice to speak to you.
Good morning, Greg. Nice to speak to you as well.
Right. Okay. So I think this is, from all our conversations over the past, this is positive. We have the end of the end in sight.
Absolutely, Greg, and it was brilliant to get the news yesterday, just before the press release went out, that we're at the stage now of approving a design team. All of the work that we've been doing so far has been get to this stage. There's still more stages to go through, but every step forward in the process is progress as well. So at least we're going to get to kind of visualise what our new school is going to look like now before it goes to planning. So yes, it is very exciting to be at this stage now.
Yeah, and you can almost allow yourself to visualise life in a new school some way down the road.
Yeah, and classrooms and schools is all about the environment that you're in. We all learned when we were teaching and learning online that, it's not ideal. This idea was peddled many years. What would it like if we moved to online learning? We tried it out, and it did work for a few students, but for most and for teachers, it wasn't ideal. So the learning environment and the spaces that you create in schools are so important. So yes, we'll be able to visualise and get an idea of what we'll be moving into in a few years' time now.
So for those from outside the area new to the story, I think everyone, the majority of people certainly in Inishowen and perhaps further afield would know what we're talking about. Can you give us a brief overview of what the situation is now and what this new school campus might look like?
Well, the way it looks now is just like in your introduction. The CPO has been granted, and work in developing how the whole progress is going to work now has been going on since well before Christmas and November and December time. The Department of Education have done their research into the long-term projection enrolments for Buncrana at primary school and secondary school level. And they're going to provide a second level school for 800 students. That will be divided up 700 for Crana College, 100 for College to Kinalone. And that will see us well into the future as well too. So it'll give us some room to expand, but as we know too, with a new school, it'll give us the new school equipment and environment as well.
Other than the practicalities of it, is there any advantage to a co-location from a teaching perspective?
It's something we're not used to. I've been speaking to other principals in schools or campuses that in the Republic and down south where they have a few schools on the same site. It is very new to us, but anyone I've been speaking to does say that it works and that the principals and management do make it work. So we're excited to get our new school. We'll see how the day-to-day running of it will work, and that will obviously need some tweaking to what we're used to now. But whatever we're faced with, whatever we're being given, we will make it work.
Even the traffic management plan, Kevin, that's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, well, it is a nightmare.
It's a nightmare for you, not for you to put it in place. It's a nightmare to get us parents to listen to it. That's
Yeah, and I mean, I live in the town as well too, and the Cassie Road or the Causeway Road that is a particularly difficult place, in Buncrana for traffic to get out of. So, to me, it's kind of exciting as well, in that this will hopefully create a solution to what is a big problem at the minute now as well.
Have you been given any indication when we might see diggers on site? Because the one thing we do know is these buildings do go up very, very quickly. If the will is there, we have people expert in building these schools, and as I say, they can look very finished very, very quickly. But when can you allow yourself to sort of predict when we might actually see work begin in terms of the physical stuff?
It's how long is a piece of string, Greg? I don't know time wise, and all I'm been going on. I'm asking the same question myself really often. We go to the design team stage first of all, then to planning, then to tendering for builders, and then they move on site. I'm told that it could happen within 3 years at the earliest. But it could be between, more than realistic, it'll be between 3 and 5 years before we're actually in the building.
All right, but still, it's progress, and it's real progress. And we've talked many, many times, not just you and I, but everyone connected with this have talked many times, and it seemed like there was never to be any progress. That's how it felt, but we have seen that now, and it is to be welcomed. Kevin, thanks so much as always. Have a great day. Enjoy your longer weekend as well, of course. Well earned. Okay. Thanks very much indeed. Kevin Cooley there, who is principal of Cranach College in Buncrana. Okay. Greg, would you give a little mention, please, to our coffee morning? There's also a raffle and a bric-a-brac. It's in Glenvar School on St. Patrick's Day from 9:30, that is tomorrow, and runs all day. It's in aid of small animals. Thank you, Greg. So if you have a love of animals and you want to help the smaller ones, there's a coffee morning raffle and bric-a-brac in Glenvar School on St. Patrick's Day from 9:30. Maybe call in ahead or after your visit to a parade or something like that. Where do we get the €200 for the electric? It is just you don't get it into your hand. I think those on prepay get to €100 vouchers. I think that's how it's working, depending on the company. So if you're on prepay, you get 2 codes to input into your system, worth €200, and you will get your bill as normal, I presume, for other payment methods, and it will just say minus 200. So if your bill's normally €215, it'll be €215 less rebate, €15, or 400 less 200. That's the way. We're not going to get it into our hands, but as I say, I think with prepay it's being given as 2 codes, and for direct debit payments, or what do you call it, paying for your electricity after you've used it, I don't know, post usage, I haven't a clue. Anyway, we will just get it debited from our electricity bill. Keep an eye out for it. It would be easy missed, Oil, $100 a barrel today, $140 last Friday. Should be a big reduction in petrol prices next week, you would think, wouldn't you? But I mean, I just think, do they just pick a number, like say, right, the height was 140, we're down at 100 now, let's just strike a rate at 130, and that's what we'll pass on to the customer, and if it goes down to 100, it's extra bit of cash for them. That's how it looks, that's how it feels. But there's such a lack of transparency in how our money is taken out of our pockets. We're left to speculate. Sure, look at the crack last week as it relates to the excise reduction. The government themselves didn't even understand fully how that whole system works. And look at the confusion that caused. We just need, I think things need to be an awful lot clearer for us.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union, now offering mortgages with life cover provided at no additional cost. Letterkenny Credit Union, 9102127.
Attention pet owners, do you ever wonder what is the best food for your dog? Organic, grain-free, or dry and wet food mixed? Don't ask just anyone, ask Maxi Zoo. We'll find exactly the right nutrition for your pet. Let us advise you in your local store. Find yours at maxizoo.ie. Maxi Zoo, Ireland's largest pet retailer.
HPV cervical screening is free to all women aged 25 to 65. It's the best way to reduce your risk of developing cervical cancer in the future. Women over 50 are less likely to attend screening, but you're still at risk, so it's important to attend your appointment when you're invited. To check you're on the register, visit hse.ie/cervical check or free phone 1-800 45 45 55 from the HSE.
Do you suffer from high cholesterol, menopause symptoms, digestive issues, anxiety, aches and pains, or a lack of energy? The highly trained team at The Natural Way Letterkenny can provide advice on natural remedies for a number of individual health issues. The Natural Way also has its own brand of herbal treatments to help fight fatigue, relieve digestive discomfort, maintain a healthy immune system, and alleviate common menopause symptoms. The Natural Way at Letterkenny Shopping Centre, your one-stop health shop.
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why. The Lotto jackpot is a guaranteed €2 million. Play responsibly in-store, in-app or at lottery.ie. The National Lottery. It could be you.
For a huge selection of furniture, all at one showroom, pull into Grow Furnishings in Letterkenny. Sofas, beds, wardrobes, tables and chairs. Also a range of carpet, vinyl, rugs and laminated flooring. If it's time for a change, it's time for a visit to Grove Furnishings. Grove deliver throughout Donegal, Derry and Tyrone. Be inspired at Grove Furnishings, Kiltoy Road, Letterkenny.
Now, I'm kind of embarrassed to say that my first visit to Glenveigh National Park was last year, I think. Great experience. We had a lovely time, but I'd never been there before. But we do have a regular listener, I think, who's been there a few times and has noticed some changes. And that's Mary. Good morning, Mary. How are you?
Hiya, Craig. How's it going?
I am going good. Yeah, as I say, I enjoyed it. I couldn't notice any change because it was my first time there, but I thought it was really impressive. And it was just at the time where we were able to do something and the weather was great and I loved it. But anyway, you've been there over the years. You had a recent visit. Tell us what's changed, what's happened. What's your worry?
Oh, listen, I just absolutely love Glenveigh. It is one of my favourite parts of Donegal, favourite parts of Ireland. And yeah, totally was a very much a regular visitor there all the time up until the pandemic. And this year when we went back, my husband and I were up on Saturday and I was just so saddened. Whenever you go in and you go in through the orangery and then you go into the walled gardens, the first thing that you're just waiting for is that whole overload for the senses from the walled garden, and the whole first tier of the walled garden section has been sown over with grass.
What does that mean, though? Because I'm trying to picture it in my head what that...
Right, if you go up in the summertime, the walled garden is just a total experience for the senses.
Mm-hmm.
It is full of flowers, vegetables.
Oh, right, I know what you mean by a walled garden. Yes,
everything.
yeah.
It's just a
you can walk around it, and there's a little house there, isn't there, or a little old gardener's shed or something, and then there's right. I know exactly where we're talking about now. It's to the left of the castle, isn't it?
It's just when you go into the castle. So if you know where the tea rooms are,
yes.
Then you go on through. Then you go into the orangery, like it's like a big fabulous greenhouse sort of thing.
Yes.
And then you go through that then into the walled garden.
So you're telling me that all those beautiful flowers that you can walk around and witness, that's not there any longer?
The walled garden is a huge walled garden. I would say it's probably one of the biggest. It's definitely one of the biggest one in Donegal. I don't know about Ireland, but it's kind of divided into two sections. You have the upper section and then you have the lower section. The lower section, the majority of it has now been all sown over with grass, and there's a few intersecting where the main sort of garden wall section gardens would have been in it. There's some daffodils there, and now there's one lone gardener there working away. And we just got talking to her because it's just...
Can I just be a wee bit careful with this, because that person is identifiable, Mary?
She's amazing.
I know she is, but I'm just in case that you say that she says it's because of this reason, right?
Oh, no,
and I just don't want to get anyone into... If there was 1,000 gardeners, it would be different, but I just don't want to visit her with any problems, okay?
Absolutely.
But
our observation was that there is just one gardener and an assistant. Now, years ago, whenever you would go up, there would have been a team of gardeners. And
so we can presume then that they're not funding the level of gardeners that they once did. I think we can presume that, can't we? Yeah.
That's what I would assume.
Yeah.
That is absolutely what I would assume. And for me, as a Donegal woman, and just like Glenveigh is our treasure, for want of a better word. It is one of our main tourist attractions. Yes, if you have never been to Glenveigh before and you go into the walled garden, you will get an experience. But it is nothing compared to what it would be whenever the flowers, the vegetables... Like, you go to Glenveigh, for people who don't have gardens, say you go up in a town or you want to take your children, you don't have the luxury of having this garden, a beautiful garden. You go to Glenveigh and you come away feeling totally inspired to even just pot something up in your windowsill, you know. You don't get that now. I just think this is something that should not be allowed to happen. It's too important.
I wonder, is it sometimes grassed over? I mean, is there a reason why? Maybe they do it for other reasons. Like, is this the first time sections of it have been grassed over?
Well, it's the first time I've ever seen it. I have been going to Glenveigh since Glenveigh opened. I don't know how many years ago. From a youngster, I have been visiting Glenveigh. I don't get it. I don't see why you would grass it over, because a walled garden is a working garden. You know, there may be another reason for it. Maybe you could get talking to them. But for me, personally, I just think it is something that it just stands out like a sore thumb. The walled gardens are an intrinsic part of the whole Glenveigh experience.
And as well as that too, people might sort of look at reviews. They might go on the website, Google Images or wherever they might go, and have an expectation when they pay at the door, if the garden is their thing, to see something only to be met by something different too. So there could be a bit of a kickback, particularly as the visiting numbers pick up heading into the summer.
Oh, it just stands out like a sore thumb. For anyone that would go to Glenveigh for the walled gardens experience, now there's just the whole thing as an amazing experience. But the walled gardens, it was just like the jewel within the whole Glenveigh experience. For me, it just is such a loss. Now I know the upper half is still going to be there, but to me it seems like a very slippery slope. And I really felt that it should be drawn to the attention of those who can actually make sure that it's brought back to its full glory,
right,
and that this isn't allowed to happen.
We are going to get onto the national parks and we're going to find out what's going on. In fact, we have, of course. I mean, obviously Caroline has, because Caroline's super efficient. We're waiting on someone who's super efficient in national parks to open that email and get back to us and find out what's going on. Is it funding cuts? Is it what? I don't know. And I think we both can concede, Mary, that on the wider scale of things, this isn't the issue of the year, but it's an important wee thing, because this is the type of stuff people get a bit of relief from and enjoy, and we need to know why things have changed. All right, let's see what we get back on that, Mary. Thanks for now.
Not a problem. Thank you very much.
All right, bye-bye. Take care of yourself. Is that something you have a view on? 08660 25,000. As I say, we are going to be getting a statement from National Parks just to find out what the story is there. Some more of your comments coming into us now. Greg, this government does not care about the people. They'll be well able to pay the extra costs for coal now, electric and diesel, but the man on the street on his own we need to take to the streets so the government see we mean business. I don't really think that. I mean, it can be effective, but just in this one, I don't know. Those schools have to go to Derry to swim. Why not include a pool in the design if there is room? I know it's extra cost, but it will pay in the long run. That's as it relates to the new school campus. Another one here. I have a small retail business opened 1 year ago. The costs on us are just not sustainable. Everything we sell is rising in price and are having to raise our prices, which with people looking for value, we can't give them that. With the energy prices rising, we can't see how we can keep going. Small businesses just can't absorb these. I hope we're not heading in the direction of the big R. There is a sense that could happen on a European-wide basis. OK, our next guest with us now in just 2 minutes.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, offering low-rate car loans with fast approval. Apply online at letterkennycu.ie or in office today.
Farmers, you're built different. One step after the other, you don't see the rewards for months or years. That's life on the farm. Or you could say, that's life in rehab. When you're learning to walk after a machinery injury, one step after the other, you don't see the rewards for months or years. Just because you've the strength to see you through rehab, it doesn't mean you should have to. Farmers, always take care around machinery. From the Health and Safety Authority, visit hsa.ie/farm safety.
See Andre Rieu with Highland Radio at the 3 Arena Dublin on the rescheduled date of Saturday, the 14th of May 2022. The package includes luxury transfers, accommodation on a bed and breakfast basis at the City North Hotel, and your ticket to the show, all for €275 per person sharing. A €60 single supplement applies. A €100 non-refundable deposit required to secure your place. Andre Rieu at the 3 Arena Dublin, May 2022. Call Highland Radio on 074 91 25,000 to secure your place. The perfect Mother's Day gift.
Get the Irish Daily Star today for your free 16-page Cheltenham pullout. Our man Brian Flanagan gives you the inside scoop from the track. We have Davy Russell and Andy Mack's exclusive views, plus all the top tipsters ready to get you first past the post all week. The Irish Daily Star, #1 for racing, #1 for you. Big plans won't mean big repayments with a home improvement loan from Inishowen Credit Union. Whether you're converting the attic, changing the kitchen or doing work to the garden, talk to us today. With rates starting from 6.18 APR, no hidden fees or charges and fast loan decisions, we have the perfect loan for you. Apply online at inishowencu.ie or call us on 936117. Membership of Inishowen Credit Union is open to anyone who lives or works in the Inishowen Peninsula. All loans are subject to approval. Terms and conditions apply. Inishowen Credit Union is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Highland Radio weather updates with Ireland West Airport. Thinking of a sun holiday this summer with the family? Fly to Alicante, Malaga, Faro, Mallorca and Milan with Ryanair. Ireland West Airport, you're flying.
Okay, so any frosty and icy patches and that mist should be clearing soon. To give a bright day with sunny spells, well scattered showers, highest temperatures of 9 to 10 degrees. And a lot of you will be keeping an eye on the weather for tomorrow. Well, the morning of St. Patrick's Day, mostly cloudy with showery rain, though it will clear the region to leave the afternoon dry and brighter with showers becoming very isolated, though it will be breezy with fresh gusty southwest winds, which will ease later on. Right, Paul Leonard is national lead with Community Action on Alcohol and joins us on the programme now. Great to have you back on the show, Paula. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Greg. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. Right. Okay. So, a new alcohol harm initiative, which was born in Donegal. It's being launched nationally and beyond. Okay. So, before we talk about where this is going, tell us where it started and what is it?
Well, in my role in Alcohol Forum Ireland, I support, as you know, the Community Action on Alcohol programme. So I work with drug and alcohol task forces around the country. And I suppose in the aftermath of the Irish government's adoption of the Public Health Alcohol Act, a lot of communities across Ireland are becoming very concerned that there seemed to be increasing activity and sort of creeping of influence by the alcohol industry at the community level. And that was presenting itself, say, in schools or in partnerships and CSR activity. And really, we came together last year and said, well, what can we do about it? Do we sit and wait for government to, always impose new regulations, or do we just,
Can you give us an answer of that type of marketing that the industry is engaging in?
Yeah, so I suppose with the IMARC, it's huge. This is a huge conversation. With IMARC, what we tried to do was bring that huge conversation and bodies of research into sort of 6 tangible things that people could easily get their head around. So we're saying there's 6 key strategies that we're worried about in relation to the alcohol industry. And so that's political lobbying, that was, misinformation in relation to risk of cancer, misinformation in relation to risk of alcohol consumption during pregnancy, the responsible drinking campaigns that don't have an evidence base, aren't scientifically founded, and in some cases have been shown to be a nudge towards alcohol consumption, and funding and partnership activities at local levels, and then finally the schools-based interventions that we really are describing as a no-go area.
Yeah, because obviously drink responsibly presumes that everyone drinks or will drink. Even on the most basic level, it just normalises, well, everyone drinks, obviously. It's just whether you decide to drink responsibly or, booze till you're blue in the face.
Yes, a conversation probably worth having with St. Patrick's Day on the horizon. But yeah, that's exactly what they found. The word drink is always before the word responsibly. And in fact, that message is embedded into every positive image of alcohol that you see in the country. It's on every ad, it's in every marketing campaign. So we then take that and bring that into our schools as part of a programme. So it's normalising alcohol as an ordinary adult behaviour.
Of course, and the first thing we do, and these are the legislators, the first thing they do if there is a foreign dignitary visiting Ireland is get them up to pull a pint of Guinness. So, get them into a pub to pint of Guinness. It's from the bottom up and the top down.
Yeah, so I suppose with IMARC, what we're doing is we're very much at the moment focusing on the bottom up. And we're saying to communities that we're feeling really frustrated and disempowered, and slightly, in some cases, under siege, where people who worked for previously or currently with the alcohol industry were looking, to have membership on boards in charity organisations across Ireland. And we thought, well, here's a way of, first of all, making visible resistance. So there's lots of organisations who don't collaborate with and won't take funding. So it was a way of making that visible collectively, and then having conversations with other organisations who'd never thought about this stuff before. And in fact, we found that people are really interested in this, and the uptake has been great. Even in Donegal, we have had early adopters, even though we've just launched last Thursday.
Yeah, and I suppose we need to get to a space too, and everything we've talked about probably leads to it. I mean, I think anyone listening to this show that doesn't drink, if they tell people that they don't drink when they're offered a drink, there's literal disbelief. You must drink.
Yeah, I think that's really, the World Health Organization in the simplest terms talks about normalizing the choices of the non-drinker. So 1 in 5 adults in this country consistently say in research that they don't drink alcohol. So I don't understand, if it's 1 in 5 of them, why we're always so surprised. So they're this silent minority of people who don't have visibility.
You don't drink. You're not drinking tonight. You never drink. You've never drank. Have you ever drank? It's like it's. You hear the conversation over and over again.
So, and for women, it's are you pregnant? Are you sick? Are you driving? Can you not get a taxi? It's so you're interrogated all of the time simply because of your choices.
Right, I'm drifting all over the place here, so apologies for that.
That's okay.
So tell us, IMARC, how it actually works, though, because you talk about people signing up, and I know you have touched on it, but I'm a bit slow on certain things. So,
really,
is it organisations, is it schools, is it businesses, or how is it actually working in Donegal, and what could we expect to see, say, on a national, international level?
That's it's growing arms and legs very quickly. We do exist in the community and voluntary sector. So our ambition, our first modest ambition, was that we would have it available to members of the community, the voluntary and the charity sectors in Ireland, and the youth sector. For example, the National Youth Council of Ireland has signed up last week, which is fantastic because that will have an impact on young people, and young people beginning to become consciously aware that they're being played for mugs by a very powerful, very large industry. That was our first goal, and that it was a brand, a logo, a commitment, and a pledge that you could sign up to and say, we're an organisation that won't accept funding, that won't collaborate with, that won't share a stage with. And if there is an alcohol industry funded schools-based programme in our area, we will challenge that, and we will talk to the schools, and we will tell them that it's not okay for us as parents. We weren't asked for permission. We were told that it's alcohol industry funded, so that we would start to do that. But the arms and legs of it is that, people in the academic sector are now talking about, I had a request from Connecticut this morning about whether or not we could look at having something for research scientists. We are now looking at possibly IMARC for schools. IMARC globally, we have the first meeting of a global steering group that's happening at the end of April. Because I think what's happened is the evidence has existed for 20 years, but within a small, tight circle of privileged people.
What is the aim of this, though, Paul? I mean, you're not looking for the obliteration of the drinks industry. People are free to make their choices and what have you. We're not talking about banning alcohol or whatever, right? So, what is the aim of this? Is it to stop maybe the soft sell early on, or I don't know?
It's got nothing to do with, legitimately, the alcohol industry have a job of work. They produce alcohol, they retail alcohol, they sell it, they should sell it responsibly. Their goal is profit. They exist in the business sector. So on the other side of the fence, you have health and well-being. And what we're saying is that the alcohol industry has no role in policy in relation to health and well-being, not in Ireland, not anywhere. It shouldn't have a role in relation to schools-based education. We wouldn't tolerate it to have the tobacco industry coming in and teaching our children about smoking. We just wouldn't do it. It sounds laughable. So alcohol is so normalized. So let them do the job that they do, which is sell alcohol. But we want to take their hands off our health, and we want to take their hands off our children's education.
I was sitting watching, it was over Saturday and Sunday, I don't know. But it was over Saturday and Sunday morning. No lie-ins, you know the crack. And it was, say, between 9 and 11 o'clock, I'd switched between the BBC, ITV, certainly Channel 4 and possibly Channel 5. And at one point, everyone was sitting around drinking wine. Now, many of those shows were live. It's to do with the cookery shows. They were sitting around drinking wine. Oh, that's a lovely wine. That goes nice with this and goes that. And I'm thinking, I remember on Saturday morning, I used to get up and watch Tiswas and stuff like that there, or whatever it might have been. And now Saturday and Sunday mornings is grown-up people just sitting around drinking wine, no health warnings, no nothing. I mean, that's how far it is. That's how far it is in terms of normalising for the just general society. I mean, wouldn't it be great if one of those shows took a lead and says, look, we can present our programme, but we're not going to sit around boozing at 9:30 in the morning?
I think this is a huge topic. And what we were trying to do was make it into bite-sized chunks. We're not going to fix everything. And that's about, broadcasting sort of values and regulations and product placement. And, it's not just advertising, it's that subliminal or ambient marketing, as they call it. And I think that, what we're trying to do with iMark is say, this is what we can do from the grassroots level up. And now it's up to government to step up in terms of from the top level.
Of course,
down.
and I get that, yeah.
And for us, what we're trying to do is denormalize the messages. I mean, what people have been quite shocked about, Greg, I mean, we've had 10 local and regional drug and alcohol task forces across the country have already signed up to iMark, okay? So they're really leading the way, and they're saying in the communities that we work with, quite big areas, North County Dublin, Ballymun, Tallaght, Clondalkin, Cork City, the whole of the West, so huge numbers of them have signed up because they think it's really a really useful tool, because what they're saying is that they now have something that they can go out and start to talk to groups that they fund or groups that they work with and say, do you know that what you think about cancer and the risk from alcohol has probably been determined by the industry? Huge studies have shown that they either minimize, omit, or confuse the evidence in relation to alcohol is a class 1 carcinogenic.
Yes, and anyone who's watched programmes, and I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but anyone who's watched programmes like Dopesick or any other shows like that that see how the industry can operate in the background, and even if they say, well, listen, if we can keep this narrative going till 2030, that's another 18 billion in the bank. Oh, you know what I'm on about? As I say again, I'm probably so like. I mean, it's clear. I think the medical evidence is clear there if you would look for it, but everything is put in our way to see it in a different way and a different light. And what we want to hear, everyone wants to. I would love to hear that something I'm drinking or eating doesn't give me cancer, because we're very receptive to that, because that's positive. That's great.
It's positive, but look, it's really hard for people because there's so much evidence. We live in an information age, and how do we know what's robust and scientific and independent, and how do we know what's funded by the industry?
But we rely on government to help us with that, though.
Yeah, but what research scientists are saying to us now is, look, if they stuck the iMark at the end of every published paper that they had, we could trust that they're not being influenced by the industry. So that visibility of this little idea that we came up with that's now taking on global proportions, and that's not to over-talk it. I mean, 7 countries in Africa and Asia contacted me the day after.
It's brilliant. It's fantastic.
And said, how do we do this?
Yeah.
And, the chief advisor to the WHO on alcohol policy has advised me in relation to the development of our toolkit. And he said, share. This is the time. iMark is an idea whose time has come.
Where can we get more information on it?
You can get information on the Alcohol Forum website. So we've just launched our new website. So there's little sections aren't completely polished yet.
The legs and arms haven't quite extended in there yet.
Yeah, but we do have a lovely new website up that talks about the broader work of Alcohol Forum Ireland, which now works across, Cavan, Monaghan.
And well done to everyone involved in it locally, because although you're underplaying it, well, you're not underplaying it a little bit, but you can't blow your own trumpet too much. But this is something that's going to be really quite significant right across the place in times to come. Thanks so much for your time this morning. I appreciate it.
Greg, lovely to talk.
You too. Okay, Paula Leonard, their national lead with community action on alcohol.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, with monster loans available up to €60,000 for all occasions. Visit letterkennycu.ie.
Wet n Wild is your one-stop shop for outdoor clothing, footwear and equipment to enjoy the Donegal outdoors and adventure travel abroad. Wet n Wild stock all the leading outdoor brands of rainwear, waterproof footwear, sandals, tents, cooler boxes, flasks, insect repellents, swimwear, merino socks and sunglasses, and are fully stocked for the summer season right now.
Hello, Grace. Where are you heading?
Down to Made to Measure Fireplaces in Creasla.
Made to measure fireplaces. Didn't you just buy a fireplace there?
Yeah, but I'm going now to pick my kitchen worktop.
Create the kitchen and living room of your dreams at Made to Measure Fireplaces and Granite Worktops. They've been in business for over 40 years. So for help choosing granite or quartz for your worktop, fireplace or stove, visit the Made to Measure showroom at Cashel Creesla or see mtmfireplaces.com or on Facebook.
Jamer Tashav and Charlton Shaw Rully Bulla, Bema Igora Le Maya Burns o Gilliga o Wine, August Bemig Iglaku Revark Fesh Gera Column Kella, La Mihal Pirasu Kelly. August Bemig Ark na Hammockty, the Charlton News, the High Sharton, the Gilliga, and Shas near Hushgart, Fia Fias a Dall. Biggie Lindsay Kenya, a Gashakta Club.
Pet Value Ballybuffet has just got bigger. Yes, we've opened store number 2 at St Mary's Road, Buncrana. And to celebrate, one lucky customer will win €1,000 off home heating oil. Simply call into the store during March and you will be entered into the draw. Pet Value are open Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. till 6 p.m, Sunday 12 till 5. With fantastic offers across both stores. Pet Value, your one-stop shop for all your animal needs.
This summer, holidays are go with Jet2 Holidays and Atlantic Travel. So go discover our amazing destinations with 22 kilograms of baggage included. Ask the experts at Atlantic Travel about your next Jet2 holiday by calling 074 912 6193 and book now with just a £60 deposit per person. Jet2 Holidays, package holidays you can trust, subject to availability and conditions.
Live, on air, online and on the Highland Radio app. This is Highland Radio News.
Good morning, it's 10 o'clock. Donald Kavanagh at the news desk. The principal of Cranach College says the Buncrana 3-school campus has taken a big step forward, but acknowledges the finished product is still a long way off. A design team is to be appointed after the Education Minister gave the green light for initial project approval yesterday. Talks between the Department of Education and landowners on the site on the Causeway Road are ongoing after a CPO was previously approved. Well, the principal of Cranach College, Kevin Cooley, says being realistic, it could be 5 years before they're in a new building.
I'm asking the same question myself really often. We go to the design team stage first of all, then to planning, then to tendering for builders, and then they move on site. I'm told that it could happen within 3 years at the earliest, but it could be between more than realistic. It'll be between 3 and 5 years before we're actually in the building.
The Finance Minister says the government cannot cover all of the extra costs being faced by people and businesses this year. People are being warned household energy bills could rise by around €700 per family after a price hike was announced by Bord Gáis. They are ending their winter price pledge from April 15th and raising gas tariffs by 39% and electricity prices by 27%. It's expected other energy suppliers will follow suit. Well, Minister Paschal Donohoe says while people will soon feel the effects of the energy rebate and the reduction in excise on fuel, the government can't meet all the extra costs.
We've brought in additional payments as well, such as the €175, which has been made available to those families, to pensioners who will be particularly affected by these changes. But I do want to couch it all by acknowledging that even with the changes that we have made or other measures that the government has to put in place to deal with other challenges that we are facing at the moment, we can't cover all of the costs.
An Irishman who was killed in Ukraine yesterday has been described as one of the good ones. Fox News cameraman Pierre Zacheski died after the vehicle he was travelling in was hit with incoming fire in Horenka, a village just outside Kiev. LA Times foreign correspondent Marcus Yam became close with Pierre when the pair covered the conflict in Afghanistan.
He was very fearless. He was very brave. Nothing really fazed him. He was a family man. He spoke about, his family and how it tethered him, and he was just one of the good ones.
A Letterkenny and Milford District Councillor says he wants to see more commitment from Donegal County Council in promoting and developing the Letterkenny to Burton Port Greenway. Councillor Michael McBride says this was one of the first Greenway projects in the county to be progressed, partly because a large number of people attached to community groups right along the route put in a lot of work to get the ball rolling. However, Councillor McBride believes the council could and should be doing more to have the route reach its potential.
It's a very exciting project, and there's a
huge amount of potential, but I want to hear something positive happening about the Letterkenny Burton Port Railway track, and I know there's many other county councillors in the same frame of mind as myself, and I'll be pushing it as hard as I possibly can to get it onto the pipeline. I've had walking groups approach me and say they would be interested in coming on board, so I want to see the plan and I want a time frame on it. I think we deserve that at this stage of the game.
And the early medieval church, cross and historic graveyard in Killatee near Duncanely has been confirmed as one of 5 new sites to join the Heritage Council's Adopt a Monument scheme. Following an open call for applications last September, more than 40 community groups across the country applied to adopt a monument in their locality. 5 were successful. Joseph Gallagher is Donegal County Council's Heritage Officer. He says this is a very important scheme.
The Heritage Council introduced the Adopt a Monument scheme about 5 years ago to encourage local communities to get involved in the conservation and interpretation of local archaeological sites in their own area. And since then, there's been 4 heritage sites in Donegal to join the scheme. Doon Fort near Ardra, Kilbarron Castle near Rusnowla, Mallinwell Old Church near Mallinhead, and within the last week, Killatee Church and Graveyard in South Donegal.
Weather forecast and Met Éireann tell us after a cold and clear start this morning, any lingering frost and mist will clear, leaving a mainly dry day with sunny spells and well scattered showers. Highest temperatures today 9 or 10 degrees Celsius. That's Highland Radio News. We're back with news headlines again at 11 o'clock.
The obituary notices for Wednesday morning, the 16th of March. The death has occurred of Mary Mooney, Bracky, Ardra. Her remains are reposing at her late residence in Bracky. Removal from there tomorrow at 20 to 1, going to the Church of the Holy Family Ardra for 1 o'clock funeral mass. Burial afterwards in the adjoining cemetery. Mary's funeral mass can be viewed on MCN Media. The death has taken place of Holly Hill, late of 14 Millhaven, Sion Mills. Private family time from 9 p.m. Service of Thanksgiving for the life of Holly will be held in Sion Mills Presbyterian Church tomorrow afternoon at 2:30, followed by interment in Ernie Cemetery. Family flowers only, please. Donations in lieu, if desired, to Sion Mills Presbyterian Church, care of any family member, or to Miss Aisling Henderson, 11 Millhaven, Sion Mills. The death has taken place of Sean McGee, Largan Ria Downings. His remains are reposing at his late residence. Funeral tomorrow, going to the Church of St. John the Baptist, Carrigart, for Requiem Mass at 11:30, followed by interment in the adjoining cemetery. The death has taken place of Mairead McVeigh, ní Logue, of 91 Ballykelly Road, Limavady, County Derry, and formerly of Maharard, Burnfoot, County Donegal. Funeral from her home tomorrow morning at 9:30 for 10 o'clock Requiem Mass in St Mary's Church, Limavady. Interment afterwards in the adjoining cemetery. The Mass can be viewed live via the church webcam. The death has taken place in her 100th year of Margaret Friel, ní Macatir, Gortna Kerry Keel, Donegal. Margaret's remains will repose at her late residence from 1 o'clock today. Requiem Mass will be held on Friday morning at 10:30 in St Columba's Church, Massmount, followed by burial in the adjoining graveyard. The Requiem Mass can be viewed live via the St Mary's Fanavolti and St Columba's Massmount Facebook page. Family flowers only, please. Donations in lieu, if desired, to the Donegal Hospice, care of any family member, or Macatir Funeral Directors. The death has taken place of Joan Adeline Mooney, ní McKinley. Funeral leaving her late home at Borough House, Burt, this afternoon at 1:30, followed by a service of thanksgiving for her life in All Saints Parish Church, Newton Cunningham, at 2 o'clock. Burial afterwards in the adjoining churchyard. Family flowers only. Donations in lieu, if desired, to All Saints Parish Church Hall Fund, care of Mrs. Ruth Hay, Funeral Director. The death has taken place of Patrick Doherty, Ballykerrigan, Cloughan. Patrick's remains are reposing at his home. Funeral leaving his late residence at 10:15 for Requiem Mass this morning in the Church of Our Lady of Perpetual Succour, Glenfin. Interment afterwards in Kiltyvogue Cemetery. The Requiem Mass can be viewed on mcnmedia.tv. The death has taken place of John Doherty, Ballyargus, Redcastle. John's remains are reposing in St Columba's Church, Drung, Quigley's Point. Requiem Mass this morning at 11 o'clock, followed by burial in the adjoining graveyard. And the death has taken place of Maura O'Donnell, Ní McLaughlin, Craig Nahorna, Karen Dunna. Funeral this morning at 11 o'clock in the Sacred Heart Church, Karen Dunna, travelling to the church via the mountain road. Interment afterwards in the adjoining cemetery. At the family's request, the wake and removal to the church are private place. For more details, including any family health guidelines for wakes and funerals, please go to highlandradio.com.
Your mental health is important, and now it's easier than ever to find the supports and services closest to you. You can free phone the Your Mental Health information line at 1800 111 888 anytime. Our team will tell you which supports and services are near you, where they are located, and how you can access them. You can also visit yourmentalhealth.ie for more information on mental health, for you or for people you know. yourmentalhealth.ie, from the HSE.
With all the stories that matter across the Northwest, it's Greg Hughes on the 9 to Noon Show on Highland Radio.
Okay, you're welcome back to the programme. You have 1 hour to enter our big holiday giveaway competition. If you also want to be in with an opportunity to win that week's holiday for two in Turkey. It's a holiday of a lifetime competition. It's €10,000 of a holiday voucher for you to use all in one go or as you wish, plus €5,000 spending money. You can go onto our website right now, highlandradio.com. 1 ticket for a tenner, 6 for 50, or 10 for 80. The closing date for those entries, 13th of April. So plenty of time, isn't there? But there's less than 50 minutes if you want to enter that competition and still be in with a chance to win a prize today of a holiday for two people in Turkey for this October. That draw is going to be made between 11 and 12. So you've got until 11 o'clock to enter the overall competition and still be in with a chance to win that Sunway holiday, 1 week holiday for two people in Turkey for this October. Okay, so if you're inclined to get involved, the sooner you do so, the better. What about alcohol marketing on all the soaps on the Rover's Return, Queen Vic in the pub on the RTE, all before the watershed? Yeah, I understand that. I mean, it's in a context kind of a thing. I agree with you, but particularly I just find, as I say, and I'm no shrinking violet, by the way. I enjoy a drink myself. In case anyone thinks that I'm being all righteous, that's not my point. But the whole notion of the Saturday and Sunday morning sitting around drinking wine, that completely normalises. I mean, if you were 13 or 14 and sitting watching that and were wondering should you drink or not, I mean, you'd go, well, sure, look, everyone does, don't they? They must do, because there's adults just sitting there having a drink and talking all fancy about it and food. Hi, Greg, read the ESB rebate. If there isn't 200 on your bill, will the rest be taken off the next bill? Thank you. I'm not 100% sure how that works. I'd imagine that your bill will go into credit, and that's how that will work. So if you were lucky enough to have a bill normally, it'd be hard to get a bill under 200, I think, with standing charges and everything. But if you were lucky enough, and say, for instance, your bill was 180, I'd imagine you would end up with €20 credit in your account for the next billing cycle. Hi, Greg, could you please ask your listeners for help for me? I'm going into Beaumont Hospital for an operation on the 6th of April. I got a text to be in Beaumont on the 4th of April to get a COVID test. Someone told me I could get it done in a hospital in pre-procedure COVID swab. The hospital gave me extension 8152. I tried all day, Monday and Tuesday, no answer. Tried day 2. Can I get a COVID test done in Letterkenny on the 4th of April? But I don't know where the place is. So, listen, This person's got an operation on the 6th of April, okay, in Beaumont, so that's going to be a stressful enough situation, I imagine. One of you out there is sure to have gone through this before. What is the situation with getting your COVID tests 2 days before your hospital appointment? Can you get it locally? Can you get it in Letterkenny? Do you have to get it in Beaumont? Someone out there knows the answer to that question, and I'm sure you could give that answer to us so we could relieve a little bit of the anxiety for that listener. So they have to do a COVID test 2 days before their hospital date in Beaumont. Where can they do it? How do they do it? They're struggling to get through to Beaumont themselves. Okay, stay where you are. We're going to be crossing to London after we take a break. It's time to play bingo. Good luck if you are playing today.
It's time for NCBI Bingo on Highland Radio.
It's Wednesday the 16th of March. You're playing on the blue sheet. The reference number is S13. It's game number 11. The numbers are 37, 59, 21, 68, 17, 33, 19, 57, 23, and finally 20. Phone your claim to 9104833 before 8 tonight, leaving your name, contact number and the name of the shop where you purchased your book, and we'll call you back the next working day. Get all your NCBI bingo information at highlandradio.com.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union, now offering MyCU current account and debit MasterCard, bringing full banking features, delivered with the same local trustworthy service of your credit union.
Nutrius Milk Replacer range, which includes NutriStart and NutriStart Plus, offers the best start to your calves this spring season. With 23% and 25% crude proteins, ideal for calf to beef and heifer rearing systems. Give your calves the best possible start. Available at your local Homeland store. Visit nutrius.ie for full nutritional information.
This March, we reflect how COVID has changed death and bereavement in Ireland. Together, we grieve. Irish Hospice Foundation Bereavement Support Line is open for all of us who are grieving. Free phone 1800 80 70 77 to talk to someone in confidence and for a shoulder to lean on.
Land prices up 33% in 2 years. This week's Irish Farmers Journal is in shops today, 1 day early. Here's Paul Mooney.
Don't miss our county-by-county guide to agricultural land prices across Ireland. With land prices at their highest level since the Celtic Tiger era, we reveal how much land is worth in your county and how cash-rich investors are buying land to rewild and offset carbon.
Don't miss your 72-page land price report inside this week's Irish Farmers Journal, in shops today.
For indoor and outdoor fun, Tinny's Toys have something for everyone. From pedal and electric ride-ons to go-karts and scooters, there's loads of fun guaranteed. Also swings and slides, trampolines, goalposts and so much more. If you have a kid's birthday coming up, Tinny's Toys can help make it special. Visit Tinny's Toys on Leck Road, Letterkenny, or shop online for express delivery at tinnystoys.com. Tinny's Toys, with so much more than just farm toys.
Déimar Tashiv an Teachtain Seo Rúla Buile, Béime I Góra le Maya Burns ó Gaeilge a Bháin, agus béimid I Ghlacu Réabharc feis I Ghara Colm Cile le Mícheál Píras Kelly. Agus béimid I Garc na Himachtaí I Teachtain níos le haid seachtain na Gaeilge an seo san Níorthúsgart fiche a dá. Bígí Lindsay Kenya agus seachta club.
Crawford Tiles and More Castlefin Bank Holiday Weekend Special. Closed St. Patrick's Day, open Bank Holiday Friday and Saturday. 20% off floor tiles, 20% off bathroom wall tiles, 20% off adhesive grouts and trims. Delivery service available. Crawford Tiles and More Castlefin, 9143942.
Okay, so as I've been mentioning throughout the course of the week, we are broadcasting a special show live from Islington in London this coming Saturday, and it runs from 12 until 2. We've got loads of fantastic guests lined up, people from this county and across the country, working and living over in Islington, and so much more besides. It's part of an Islington Council month-long programme celebrating Irish heritage. And as I mentioned, we're broadcasting live from there. And we are delighted to welcome onto the programme now, in Islington's history, the first Irish-born mayor, Councillor Troy Gallagher, originally from Letterkenny in Donegal. Troy, good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Greg. Thank you very much for inviting me.
It's great to have you with us. Right, so when were you appointed as Mayor of Islington, and how does that work?
So I was elected Mayor of Islington last year, elected by the councillors. On May the 20th, I was inaugurated as the first Irish-born Mayor of Islington, which is fantastic, great honour to be Mayor, but really, truly exceptional honour to be the first Irish-born Mayor, given the amount of... given the huge Irish contribution towards London and Islington, but also the fact that Islington actually, Greg, has the highest level of Irish-born residents living in the borough of any of the 32 boroughs across London.
Yes, and this is not in any way to take away from your amazing achievement, but it's surprising it took this long.
Yeah, quite exactly, indeed.
Yeah, and what is the role of mayor? I mean, obviously, in this county, people would be familiar with the role of mayor. Is it similar or in any way different?
There are a lot of similarities, but the difference would be in the level of promotion, liaising with different stakeholders, the Mayor of the City of London, across the boroughs, and also being able to be the first citizen of the borough. And people forget that about the Mayor. Being the first citizen carries a lot with responsibilities. And as you would expect, being involved in strategic discussions about the running of the council, budget settings, etc., and being their physical presence.
And where did your interest in politics come from, Troy?
Well, it started way back, actually, in Donegal. I'd always been interested in politics. My first bit of campaigning was going out campaigning for the then Senator Sean Maloney, and he stood to be the first Labour Senator for Donegal. And I was out door knocking with him, even on the eve of polling, and both Dad and his son Gabriel Maloney forgetting to do Manor Cunningham. Mad rush at 8:30 at night to do that in Manor Cunningham. And the excitement and speaking to people, building the personal relationships, which I believe is really important in politics, and having that listening. I have to say I'm probably one of the worst politicians because I do more listening than I do talking.
Yeah, well, you've got the balance wrong there, but it's obviously working for you. And you stuck to your Labour roots. You're a Labour rep on the council, aren't you?
I am, yes. I represent Donegal Ward.
Brilliant stuff. Right, so talk to us about the month-long programme celebrating Irish heritage. Is this the first time this has happened? Is this your idea, or is this something that has happened annually previously?
No, never happened before. And I was very clear when I wanted to become mayor. I was deputy mayor, obviously, for 2 years because of the COVID years. All of the Irish people in Islington had said to me, look, if you ever become mayor, we need to have something that celebrates the Irish. And sometimes it all seems that we can be forgotten about as we move forward within the community. So I spoke to different people, probably about hundreds, Greg, and that's no exaggeration, over the course of 2.5 years. And I said, well, tell me what is it you would actually like. You know, we can't always be just the stereotype, just have the crack and just be all a focus among the pubs, etc. So between different age groups, young and old, all contributed towards shaping this programme. And you'll see there's quite a variety and a rich, diverse mix in that programme, whether it be from the Cayleys to the Gala Ball on Saturday night. And then on Sunday, we have the Family Fun Day with Irish storytelling, Irish music going on. We've got the Ghost Unshaved playing live along with a band called Keela, and various stuff for all age groups on the Sunday. Can I just also say, Greg, one of the throughout the whole month, I was very keen to get involved in schools, and St. Joseph's Schools particularly has a high level of Irish teachers and Donegal teachers that work there. So they helped to contribute towards what the schools programme would be involved. And I had a great pleasure of going out to join the Bro-Run classes in local schools. And I got an email, Greg, which I think you and our listeners would be very interested about, was that not only did the students enjoy learning the Bro-Run and how much it helped people, but for people with special educational needs, really found it a real good way of communication and a bit of therapy as well. And they actually asked, so apart from sending me the thanks and the organisers, they actually asked could the schools actually look toward partial fund ongoing Bro-Run classes as a legacy. So that's, and it's for special educational needs.
Yeah, it's a wonderful achievement. And So in terms of, we're going to be talking an awful lot on Saturday about the Donegal Irish influence in Islington. It's cultural, of course, and it's political through yourself and others. But also, you know, people go over there and grafted and have helped build up the place as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, Greg, I think 2 years ago, I was listening to Highland Radio, and I remember on Patrick's Week, you were saying you had an experience of working in construction over in London at some point.
I worked in construction here, but it was actually in the hospitality industry in East London. Yeah, so.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, but like yourself, people work in construction, but at one point there was 85% of the Irish nurses that worked in the Whittington, based in Islington, and there's currently quite a high percentage working in London Ambulance Service. But one of the key themes is about the change in role of the Irish immigrant, and that is no longer do we have the nurses in the navies, which was what our forefathers came and done, helped build Britain, but now the new immigrant like myself, who's involved in politics, IT, media and finance, can help shape the future and build that new tomorrow. But we can talk more about that on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. Your life now, for the foreseeable, is London-based, is it, Troy?
Yeah, at the moment, but you never say never.
No, of course.
I mean, if you asked me 20 years ago, would I be the first Irish-born mayor, I would have probably laughed at you.
Yeah, but listen, that I think that kind of, in a way, is our story abroad, isn't it? That we always surprise ourselves, or can surprise ourselves. And I'm bringing the weather too. I mean, I've managed to pull a few strings to ensure that we're going to have very nice weather over the course of the weekend in London. That's all I could do for you, other than bringing ourselves.
That's fantastic. Can I just say, first of all, a huge thanks to everyone being involved in this here. I know I'll be doing the formal thanks on Sunday evening, but I do want to thank all the local people in Islington who've been involved in this programme. So Paddy McFadden from Guidor, Sean McBride, Stephen Collins, Brian McBride, Damien Doherty, and of course my uncle, who you know, Pat Nora Gallagher. I also want to thank Highland Radio. I want to thank you, Greg, and particularly Caroline Nora. Would you believe that the mayoral team now have been in contact so much with Caroline, and now say to me, can I ask you a wee quick question before you go, Mr. Mayor?
They've got, she's been onto them so long, they've got her twang now in her little parochial side.
And I want to thank Donegal County Council.
Yeah.
The Council, Kieran Brogan, Gary Martin, Anne-Marie Conlon, and of course Eamon Brown. And I couldn't escape without saying, there's people I forgot, but also can I just say hello to Mum, Hugh and Kerry, while I'm on here.
All right, listen, it's a wonderful achievement of yours, Troy, and just in our brief conversation, I can kind of see how it's happened for you. What do you think the highlight for the weekend for you will be? I mean, you know, is it the ball? Will it be the family day on Sunday? You're just looking at the whole thing as just being a wonderful, enjoyable celebration.
Yeah, it's not about me, Greg. It's about the Irish people.
Of course.
People contribute. Yeah, you know, I think when you enjoy the whole lot and just have a great sense of pride and being able to do this, and the huge collaborative partnership and relationship building that we have done to celebrate the success of the Irish the last 100 years. And I think we look forward to the next 100 years where we can build a new society post-pandemic, and what that looks like between Ireland and England, strengthening that relationship, not just at national level, but also at local level between county councils.
Yeah,
and promoting Donegal.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to be doing plenty of that at the weekend. Right, all going well. We look forward to chatting to you on Saturday and teasing out this a bit more and teasing out the links and speaking to those involved. And I really can't wait. And as I say, we look forward to seeing you in the flesh.
Thanks so much, Greg.
Take care of yourself. That's Councillor Troy Gallagher, a native of Letterkenny, of course. The first Irish-born mayor in Islington's history, which, as Troy pointed out, they're really quite remarkable given the amount of people, Irish people with Irish backgrounds over there. So hopefully you'll tune in and listen to that. As I say, between 12 and 2. It might bump your regular show for this one Saturday, and we apologise for that. But also, we're actually going to make sure that we keep you up to date with the big football game that's happening with the throw-in at 1 o'clock as well. We'll have updates through between 1 and 2, and then I think there's extended coverage from 2 onwards of the Donegal ladies game there as well. So that is a lot to look forward to for the weekend.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union, now offering mortgages from 40,000 to 600,000 euro with no hidden fees or transaction charges. Letterkenny Credit Union, 9102127.
All roads lead to Letterkenny on St Patrick's Night, Thursday, March 17th. Enjoy a spectacular night of cabaret and dancing at the Clanry Hotel. Making a welcome return is the widely acclaimed Joe Dolan Show. Remembering Joe, starring Joe's brother Ben, nephews Adrian and Ray, niece Sandra, singing sensation Karen Carroll, plus members of the original Joe Dolan Band. There's no show like a Joe show and always a sellout. So get your tickets now at the Clanry for the St Patrick's Night Bank Holiday Extravaganza. Call 074 9124 369 or book online at showtours.ie.
70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70. Choo choo! Right Price Tiles and Wood Flooring up to 70% off sale is now on. Everything's reduced. All tiles, all bathware, all wood flooring. Right Price Tiles and Wood Flooring, 70% off sale is leaving the station. Sale extended till Sunday. Choo choo!
Donegal Hearing Clinic, now open at Pierce Road, Letterkenny and Buncrana, now offering state-of-the-art rechargeable hearing aids free with your PRSI. Also pain-free microsuction wax removal services. Call 074 91 88470 or donegalhearingclinic.ie. Life sounds brilliant with Donegal Hearing Clinic.
Tune in this Thursday for all the latest farming news and views straight after the 5 p.m. news. Brought to you in association with Lifford Credit Union, who have recently launched Cultivate, an agricultural loan at only 6.55%, APR 6.75%. Call into any of their 3 offices for more information or to make an appointment. Lifford Credit Union, Rafo Newton Lifford, supporting local farmers.
Get the Irish Daily Star today for your free 16-page Cheltenham pullout. Our man Brian Flanagan gives you the inside scoop from the track. We have Davy Russell and Andy Mack's exclusive views, plus all the top tipsters ready to get you first past the post all week. The Irish Daily Star, number 1 for racing, number 1 for you.
Okay, you're welcome back to the 9 till noon show. Delighted to welcome into studio singer Sinead Black. How are you getting on, Sinead? Good to have you with us.
Hello, thank you very much for having me.
How have you been keeping?
Yeah, I've been good, thank you.
Yours is almost a typical story, is it, of an artist during lockdown? You're back at it now, but for quite some time.
I suppose, like many other artists, myself and my dad, Alex Black, we took to Facebook Lives to keep ourselves sane, and I'm very glad we did, because it was actually a lot easier transitioning now back out to gigging again. You know, I suppose if we would have took a break and not sang for that time period, it would have been hard to get back into. But so we began streaming live on Facebook, thinking not really anything of it, and slowly it started to increase.
Yeah, and you were still performing, but it's just a different type of performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I began to realise that there was a lot of Irish abroad tuning in, and it really expanded, Greg, and it was from people all over the world, and they had Irish connections, Irish family, and the music made the connection, made the home. I don't know if it made them more homesick, but it helped people through difficult times, and it helped us as well.
And does that kind of feed into your new single? Because there's a theme there too, isn't there?
Yeah, it's funny, you know, how everything here is linked. I'll briefly tell you. So.
Take it down, we're in no panic.
Oh, we're good, we've all day.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I do have to get a flight.
You'll be grand.
Tomorrow.
So I feel very appreciated by the Irish everywhere. Like, I can't believe, like, to give you an example, 140,000 people are tuning into this show on a weekly basis, and it's just me and my dad in a shed. You know, that's what it is. But it's became so much more. It's became a little community, a bit like here, a bit like a show. And I wanted to deliver something a little bit special, especially for St. Patrick's Day. So I heard this song and I thought to myself, yeah, that there's something different about that, and it's a kind of a little reminder of what the shamrock and what being Irish is. And it links. I suppose it's a grandfather who's away, and the little children are saying, "What are you wearing, Granda?" And he explains the shamrock, and although he can't be in Ireland, that shamrock brings Ireland to him. So I thought it had a lovely meaning, and especially for St. Patrick's Day, and like you said, it linked very much to listeners of the show.
And in a way too, your sort of being forced online allowed you to reach a much broader audience, because you know, if if lockdown hadn't happened, maybe you would have gone down the online route. But that's how you build your organic fan base too, isn't it? People say, right, have you seen Sinead and her dad, and all the new people tune in, and next thing you can check where they're listening from, and you wonder, I didn't even know there'd be someone over there.
Tasmania and all the places I don't even know. It's lovely, but so last Thursday I shot a video. For the
That's
song.
kind of special too, isn't it?
Well, it's very special because I was thinking Wednesday, and we were shooting the video on Thursday, and I was thinking, as every girl would, what am I going to wear? What am I going to wear? And my mother actually rang the theatre here in Letterkenny, and I have to say hello to Anne-Marie there. She was lovely. And she said, yeah, Sinead, we might have something Celtic-y, something different, stand out, come in. And the dress that I chose is actually Brady Gallagher's dress. They have been donated 70 pieces of her clothing by her son, and it was such a link because Brady's international fame came from during the 50s and 60s. She travelled to especially America, and it was people who were homesick and who had travelled because of the famine and who couldn't get home, much kind of like what I'm doing now.
Yeah. And again, it all kind of feeds in again,
so
doesn't it?
I was very privileged to be wearing her dress through the shoot, so that's very special to me.
Well, between performing with your dad and your mummager, it's a family.
Don't be giving her that title.
Why
now.
not? It's a mummager.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
It's a family affair. It's nice.
Yeah, and my sister sings with me.
That's
as well,
right. Scylla, isn't it?
And Scylla, and actually the grandchildren tonight. They'll all be on with us this evening. It's lovely to share.
Good stuff.
music.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it's all about. And again, it feeds into the same thing. Maurice Rourke on Facebook. Good morning, Sinead, from Maurice and Anne in Edinburgh. Hello, Sinead. Great to hear you on Highland. Well done, says Josephine Kelly. Good morning, Sinead, from Margaret Kernahan as well. And Harmony Recording Studios, very enjoyable lady to work with. Good luck, Sinead Black Music.
Yeah, that's where I recorded.
Okay. So when did this start? Then this feels like it's all happened really quite quickly, has it? In terms of the idea of the song to getting the video shot and getting it out?
Yeah,
or
about a week. Yeah. It was
That's
a
the way
very
to do it, isn't it?
hard, tough turnaround.
Gets rid of any worries and anxieties if you just pack it all into a tiny short space.
Like that. Like I was thinking, what am I going to wear? Don't have to, when it all fell into place. Lovely. So.
Okay, so the song is called
A Wee Sprig of Green.
Okay, and you're going to sing it for us live off a backing track here.
Can I just tell you as well that the video will be on released today.
We'll talk about that afterwards.
Oh, great!
And
great.
also talk about.
I think you out.
No, we'll do, and we'll talk about your performance this evening as well. Did you say?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a sec.
No problem.
Right, so if this is too loud or slow, give me a finger up or finger down,
no problem.
Sinead, if that's
Thank
all right. Okay, this is Sinead Black performing live for you.
A little girl with soft and curling hair once came and sat upon her grandpa's knee. Oh, Grandpa, tell me, what is that you wear? At this he answered her most tenderly, it's a wee sprig of green from old Ireland, and it comes far away o'er the sea. It comes from a spot in the mountains, that's where your grandmammy met me. And the three little leaves that are on it, all that God's message can be. Through laughter and tears, through long, lonely years, the shamrock brings Ireland to me. said, won't you let me wear that flower today? But Grandpa, though he smiled at her command, said, this is something I can't give away. It's a wee sprig of green from old Ireland, and it comes far away o'er the sea. It comes from a spot in the mountains. That's where your grandmammy met me. And the three little leaves that are on it are all that God's message can be. Laughter and tears through long, lonely years. The shamrock brings Ireland to me. Through laughter and tears through long, lonely years. The shamrock brings Ireland to me.
All right, well done, Sinead. That was fantastic.
Thank you very much.
I wouldn't fancy singing live on the radio, but you did a great job.
First thing in the morning, you know, I'm not used
That's
to
it. Yeah, I know. It's not easy, is it? Because your vocal cords. But what do you sing? You perform early through some of your gigs too, though, don't you? So you can't use that
weddings and
excuse.
funerals, yeah. Oh, I know, Greg. Well,
Okay.
I'm using it today.
Come here. So the video. It's a beautiful song, by the way. I can see the
it's
relevance to St.
different, isn't it?
Patrick's.
Yeah,
It's
it's
really
different,
nice.
yeah.
The single is out, isn't it now? On what platform?
It's on Spotify, iTunes,
Brilliant. It's great
Apple
to get on
Music.
Spotify.
Yeah.
And the video available. When did you say?
The video will be released tonight. I'm hoping 6 p.m. On my own Facebook.
That's Sinead Black Music, is it?
Sinead Black Music, yeah. And it was very special, you know. So we've used the grandchildren, you know, not used. The grandchildren of our family are in the video, which is very special to me. I'm very
included.
I'm the cool auntie, so it's cool to have them all in. And my dad has been in a lot of videos. So we went to the other side of the family, and the grandfather, his name's Charlie Sweeney. He's from Fintown. So we actually, and he met his late wife Mary in Fintown, in the mountains, you know, and the song says that's where your granny.
There's real
met me,
memories being
so-
made through this project as well. I think very important memories for members of your family as well
Absolutely.
too, which is lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, that's on Sinead Black Music. You mentioned about performing live. Are you performing live tonight? Did you say as well?
Yeah, well, we started way back performing every Wednesday.
Yeah.
And
Tonight's
now
Wednesday. It feels like Friday. I don't know what day of the week it is.
Now we can't get out of it. So every Wednesday night, 9 to 11, we go on, sing a few wee songs.
I'm sure you love it too.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Listen, well done, Sinead. It's great to hear you. Lots of positive reaction coming in, as you would expect. Well done, Sinead, from Margaret. Anne Clark, morning from Tyrone. Lovely listening to you singing. Well done, Sinead. Hello, Sinead. Beautiful. Coming in from Angela Gallen. Margaret again. Anne, beautiful. Sinead. Anne McClurg. Hello, Sinead from Glennis in Scotland. Love your new single. We'll be tuning in tonight. That comes in from Glennis. It's really international now, isn't it? People can tune in for absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, it's the best thing, I suppose, that's came out of the pandemic. You know,
Vic says, thank you, Sinead and family. You've made these terrible times a lot more bearable.
Isn't that
which is a
lovely?
nice impact to have
Yeah.
on people, isn't it?
Mm.
Anne Black says, hello, Greg. You've still got a few hours to get your flight. Okay, we're all proud of Sinead and love her, which is nice. Beautiful song, Sinead, coming in from Andrina Holmes.
Thank you.
And well done, lovely song from Magella. Margaret, two clapping emojis, but it all counts. Listen, that's the type of reach nowadays that music has. People enjoying it. Sinead, thank you very much. Best of luck with it.
Thank you, and thank you to Highland for having me as
It's
always.
all pleasure. It's all pleasure. It's great.
Thank you, and then safe flight.
I've got. Yeah, we have to get you in a plane yet, don't we?
I know, that's the plan.
There's a story there.
Yeah, we'll not tell that.
But it'll happen sooner rather than later. You'll get your wings. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Back with more on the 9 till noon show after the break. Thanks, Sinead.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, offering low-rate car loans with fast approval. Apply online at letterkennycu.ie or in office today.
Need a new part for your Ford car or van? Why not call to OMS Auto Parts in Buncrana? With a massive stock of Ford parts, you're sure to get the part you need. Free next day delivery on orders over €50. Call 074 9361924 or shop online at omsautoparts.ie.
Century Complex is the perfect family day out. Kids will love exploring Century Play. There's lots of tasty options available at Backstage Bar and Grill. And at Century Cinemas, we're showing entertaining kids movies, rom-coms, actions, adventure movies, dramas and more. Call us on 074 9121 or visit centurycinemas.ie.
Let BizPrint the Printers help with your business marketing and printing to get your 2022 vision off to the right start. BizPrint the Printers, Port Road, Letterkenny. Call 91777955 or see bizprint.ie.
Walk the line once again with the multi-award-winning Johnny Cash and June Carter tribute show Cash Returns. Celebrate the music of the Man in Black at the Strual Arts Centre, Omagh on Saturday 19th of March. Limited tickets are available now at the box office. That's Cash Returns live at the Strual Arts Centre, Omagh, Saturday 19th of March.
Don't forget to make inquiries about the fantastic offers we currently have across the range of Nissan and Kia, with PCP options available on all new vehicles. We have your new car sitting ready to go. To find out more, call iMotors Letterkenny and Malin today on 074 9134 or visit imotors.ie.
Join the celebrations this St. Patrick's Day in Letterkenny. Live music with Sailor Bill on the stage at the Market Square from 1:30 p.m. with MC Keith Fletcher. The Wild Atlantic Buskers outside the Courthouse Junction. A special photo booth at the Market Square. And the parade gets underway at 3. Come early to book your spot along the route for this year's St. Patrick's Day parade in Letterkenny.
Highland Radio weather updates with Ireland West Airport. Ronaldo, De Bruyne, Cavani. You can now see both Manchester teams in action with Ryanair's twice weekly service to Manchester. Ireland West Airport. You're flying.
So today will be a clear, bright day with sunny spells, well scattered showers, temperatures 9 or 10 degrees, and that is the theme heading into St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, which is good news. By the way, last call if you've got an event for tomorrow or a parade or something that you want us to announce for you or to speak to you about, get in contact with Caroline, 086 60 25000, WhatsApp or text, but at this point you might be better calling her on 074 91 25000. I just want to do anything we can just to obviously to platform it, to recognise the effort, and if it encourages a few extra people out, all well and good. Okay, we're joined on the programme now by Garda Detective Inspector Pat O'Donnell. Pat, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Greg.
Right, now you are looking for the public's assistance as part of an investigation. What happened and how can people help?
Well, Greg, at about 4:45 on Sunday morning, a 50-year-old man was returning from his work to his home in the Long Lane area when he was attacked viciously outside his house in his driveway by a young male. We believe he was wielding a iron bar. Now, this male, beat this 50-year-old man about the head and upper body, and in a very savage way. There was a lot of blood loss. Subsequently, this man made his way to the hospital and he received over a dozen stitches to his head. He had some broken bones in his face and in his hand, we believe. And this may well have been a murder, Greg. It was the assault was that serious and that vicious. The young male then took this man's car. It was a small Toyota car, which was then driven apparently down towards Kirkstown, and where it was crashed. And it would appear then that this male then made his way on foot to the Ballymacool area. So we're appealing to members of the public in the Long Lane area, in Kirkstown and in Ballymacool on Sunday morning that may have witnessed anything suspicious, any individual that looked at a place that would have blood on him and that basically looked unusual, we're appealing people in those areas to come forward and assist us and contact Letterkenny Garda Station 07491 67100 to assist with this. This may have well been a murder, Greg. It was that serious.
Yeah, and I think it's in everyone's best interests, even those that might feel inclined to protect this person, that he's spoken to by Gardaí and dealt with by Gardaí, because this is a vicious attack. As you say, it's inevitable that his clothes were blood covered in blood, and who's to say he might do it again? So that's why it's really important this person is dealt with by the Gardaí.
Yeah, this person needs to be apprehended and needs to be apprehended quickly, Greg, because obviously this may happen again, and the next time we may not be so lucky that the individual actually survived it. There was a lot of blood at the scene in the Long Lane area. There was a lot of blood in the car, and there was a blood trail down to. So we believe this individual was injured as well, either in the car accident or in the assault, and that he injured himself. So we're appealing to people in Ballymacool and in Long Lane, and anybody who's on the Kirkstone Road and the early hours of Sunday morning between about 5:15 and 5:15, around that time, or 5:30, that basically to help us, to assist us in identifying this male and bring him to justice.
Yeah, I think we can say with some certainty, given everything you've outlined, that there's someone listening to this programme knows who we're talking about, and it's on them now to let Gardaí know. You mentioned they can contact, obviously, Gardaí locally. It's possible maybe they themselves are nervous about getting involved in this, and that's not to say by contacting the Garda you would, but what I'm getting to here is if they want to avail of the confidential line, that's okay, is it?
Yes, of course, Greg. The confidential line is always there. It's 1-800-666-111. And if I mean, we're not looking to basically to give their names. If they don't want to give their names, they can just give the information they have to assist us in locating this individual and bring him before the courts, because this was a very, very serious incident, Greg. I can't emphasise it enough.
And it went far beyond what would be required to take this car. So, in other words, this person...
Totally unnecessary.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally unnecessary, the violence involved.
So you don't... These things are often not once off. So people need to, if they have information, to pass it on. And I think that the seriousness of it, because, you know, in the initial reports, it states that the injuries are not thought to be life-threatening. Clearly, obviously now, Pat, that's not telling the full story as you have.
Yeah, it's only by the grace of God that this isn't a murder. Right. It was just pure luck.
Okay, well, we wish the man a speedy recovery, both physically and mentally as well, because this is an awful shock to the system on both levels. Hopefully you get some results from that Detective Inspector Pat O'Donnell. We really hope you do. Thank you. Okay, take care of yourself. All right, what a vicious assault. You heard from Inspector O'Donnell there, Detective Inspector. We could very, very easily be looking at a murderer. This person was injured themselves, covered in their own blood, or the blood of their innocent victim, beat within an inch of his life, it seems. If anyone has information, I think it might be in that individual's, in their best interests on many levels, to be off the streets for the time being, at the very, very least. Okay. You know the numbers there, Letterkenny Gardaí, or if you prefer, the confidential line, but I wouldn't hold back on that one. Right, some of your responses to earlier topics here. By the way, you have 9 minutes to enter the holiday competition, by the way. Well, you have until April the 13th to enter the overall prize. It's a €15,000 prize, effectively €10,000 holiday voucher, €5,000 spending money. But if you buy your ticket in the next 8 minutes, you could also win, before 12 o'clock today, a one-week holiday for two in Turkey. It's an early bird prize for you. It's a reward for those of you who buy your tickets early. If you have the money, by the way, and you have the spare cash and you want to treat yourself, that's what we're talking about here. A ticket's a tenner, 6 for 50, 10 for 80. If you want to gift them out, it's up to you as well. But you get onto our website, highlandradio.com. Click on Win a Holiday. You have to answer a simple question. It is simple. It's just something that has to be done. And you could win that holiday to Turkey before 12 today. And at the very least, you'll be in with a chance of winning that €15,000 holiday package in April. All right. We are going to take a quick break, and then we've another guest to get in between now and 11.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union. Now offering mortgages with life cover provided at no additional cost. Letterkenny Credit Union. 9102127.
As we move into spring, it's time that we look after what is precious to us. Are you struggling with your hearing? Your hearing is an essential part of your everyday living. Hearing is our social sense and connects you to friends and family. At Connect Hearing, we are here for you with our clinics at Courtyard Shopping Centre, Letterkenny, and Joyce's Chiropody Clinic in Dunlow. Our centres are open Monday to Friday, where you can avail of our hearing test, wax removal and repair services. Connect Hearing, connecting you to life.
Do you need a little extra help staying in your home? At Bluebird Care, we offer a wide variety of QMark-approved personalised home care services across Donegal. And our fully trained and committed staff will always meet your care needs with kindness, compassion and dignity. To get your personal home care assessment plan, visit bluebirdcare.ie or call our care team today on 07491 29562 and bring care home.
Kelly's Diner in Letterkenny now has even longer opening hours. Try Kelly's Early Bird Breakfast, one of their great lunch specials, or a renowned Jake's Burger. Kelly's famous steak specials are available every Saturday from 3, with an 8-ounce succulent steak and all the trimmings for just €11. New extended opening hours now in Kelly's award-winning diner at Mountaintop, Letterkenny. Check out Facebook for details.
Final call for big savings with Loganair. Fly City of Derry Airport to Glasgow, Liverpool, London Stansted and also Edinburgh from May and save 15%. Book before the 20th of March, travel from the 4th of April.
Fly with me. I want to take you there. Precious moments of this journey till we're homeward bound again.
Book now at loganair.co.uk. T's and C's apply, subject to availability.
Are you thinking of selling your home? At Robinson Estate Agents, we currently have clients waiting to buy properties due to relocation to Donegal. Call for a free valuation and find out more about the benefits of using an estate agent with over 25 years experience. You can also avail of our free professional marketing campaign. Let Robinson Estate Agents maximise your sale value today. For more information, call our offices in Letterkenny and Dunfanaghy on 07491 20990. Robinson Estate Agents, working for you.
I think we all know at this stage that we live in a country, and I'm not sure what it's like elsewhere, but the less you have or the thinner you have to spread your resources, the older the car you drive, and all of these factors, you pay the most. Those are the people, we are the people that are penalised the most. And that's kind of a situation I think John finds himself in. I'm not talking to your income levels, John, or your output levels. I hope you don't think I am. But, you know, you've decided that you need to, or you want to try and save a bit of money, and you've been put off, haven't you? It's going to cost you to save money.
That's correct, Hugh. So there's a few days ago there, I was to change over for my electricity. And it was Electricity Ireland, if that's okay to even to mention the name.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I went to change to see if I get a better deal because of the high increase of paying every month on that, on electricity and the bills and that. So I contacted another supplier, which is SAC Electricity Net, and they gave me a good deal. And I took on the deal in it. I know the contract of Electric Ireland was just about a couple of months, just wouldn't be much off near off the contract of it. But I changed over. Electricity Ireland automatically contacted me from the next day without me even just contacting them, and they have said that because of moving on to SS Electricity, that not only the €50 of leave is going to be penalised of €100.
For breaking the contract.
For breaking the contract, which never before was like...
Do you think SSE had a role to play in telling you that you might face a penalty for switching mid-contract, I wonder?
No.
Okay. So obviously then this €150 charge, this leaving charge, would wipe out any saving you might make with SSE, I'd imagine.
Yeah. That's
Right. I mean, listen, there's people listening going to say because we're in certain circumstances that people should be able to move. There's others going to say, well, look, you were in a contract. But either way, you're being punished for wanting to switch. You made a point too about car insurance, John.
Yeah, car insurance is another thing as well. Change over car insurance there on February and contacted all around different places as well. And they went and contacted me, the one I was with, and they said to me, listen, we'll do a deal, to get to reduce it. But I thought, so I said to them, that's okay. What I'll do is I'll take it on. No, I thought I'll take on the insurance of it. Now, what they have then done then with them, say, it must be just a couple of weeks. I got an email and checked through my emails, and I seen them that come up on the email. It says on it, not only if it says on it, like if you're penalised, if you lost, say for instance, taking that direct debit has been missed, we will charge you €30. Now they didn't even say that. They were telling me or anything. On the deal at the time was to get the insurance, but such a high a peak like for any person, as it was to miss, and then the bank would be charging like a $12.75. So adding it all together, like I said, that's the €50 before you even.
If you missed a payment, and the reason you would miss a payment is because you might have to spend that money elsewhere. Now, some lenders or they will go back in 2 or 3 days later and not penalise you, but this insurance company is obviously taken the decision to let you know that you'll be hit with, between it and the bank, $42.75 if you happen to miss a payment, even if you ring them up and say, look, I've got the money together, can I pay by card? It's making it very difficult to live, isn't it, when you're trying to spread that money, John, just as far as it possibly can go?
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. The way everything is at the moment, we have for fuel, for travel, even if we had to go to work and that. And for a tank of a car, you're chatting about €80 near to €100 now for a car. Now, I'm sure other people maybe a bigger vehicle, maybe hold a bigger tank, but it's very expensive.
Yeah,
it's
all right, John.
Even to work.
It is, and seemingly it's going to get worse, John. Listen, thanks for your time this morning. Okay. Coming up in the next hour, we're going to be giving one of you lucky listeners a trip to Turkey for 2 people. So stay tuned for that. There's that and so much more besides, but it is 11 o'clock, which means it's time for us to get a news update. And it's a very good morning again to Catherine Gaffney.
Thanks, Greg. Good morning. Many factors are leading to a perfect storm at Letterkenny University Hospital. That's according to the chairperson of the Regional Health Forum West, Councillor Jerry McMonigal, who was speaking after another night of significant overcrowding at the hospital. It's understood that 7 ambulances were backed up at the ED at one point. Meanwhile, latest figures show that there were 84 COVID patients being treated on site at the facility as of 8 o'clock last night. A Garda inspector has described a weekend assault in Letterkenny as a savage attack that could well have been murder. The incident happened in the Long Lane area of the town in the early hours of Sunday morning. The victim, a man in his 50s, lost a substantial amount of blood after being beaten about the head. The government can't completely insulate us from rising prices. That's the view of the Finance Minister in response to a price hike announced by Bord Gáis. The Ukrainian president says negotiating positions with Russia have become more realistic, while Russia's foreign minister says a neutral status for Ukraine is being discussed. The principal of Cranagh College says the Buncrana 3 school campus has taken a big step forward, but acknowledged that the finished product is still a long way off. A design team is set to be appointed after the Education Minister gave the green light for initial project approval yesterday. And a Letterkenny and Milford District Councillor says he wants to see more commitment from Donegal County Council to promoting and developing the Letterkenny to Burton Port Greenway. Councillor Michael McBride says this was one of the first projects in the county to be progressed, largely because of a large number of people attached to community groups right along the route put in a lot of work to get the ball rolling. That's it for now. We're back with more at 12 noon.
All right, Catherine, thank you very much indeed.
Travelling soon? Get your travel money completely, securely sorted with An Post Money. Both your cash and a handy currency card, a 24/7 card helpline, and emergency cash if you lose your card abroad. So you're always sorted, whether you're here.
The next station is London Bridge.
Or here. Or thousands of other places worldwide. Get your travel money sorted with An Post Money. Visit anpost.com or your local post office. T's and C's apply. An Post Money currency card is issued by PPS EUSA, pursuant to license by MasterCard International. PPS EUSA is authorised by the National Bank of Belgium and is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland for conduct of business rules.
Okay, you're very welcome back to the 9 till noon show. Our Wellness Wednesday discussion is about service dogs, and we're joined in studio by one of those service dogs. Who I'm not sure if she's a great speaker or he's a great speaker, but thankfully we've got Laura Brady in with us, who is. Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, no bother at all.
It's good to have you with us. And where is it, a he or she? And what's
It's a Nellie. Come here.
Nellie. Okay.
It's a girl. She'll just sniff around and then she'll sit. So basically, Nellie is a 2-year-old fully bred Labrador, and we got her at the end of January, and she's basically just to help my son walk better. So Jason can walk, but he's quite wobbly on his feet. But when he walks with Nellie, she has a harness on. He holds the harness, and she actually brings his feet together and makes him walk like everybody else. It's amazing.
And how long has Nellie been in the family for?
So we only got her. So we went to Cork for a week on the 23rd of January for a week, 5 days, and we got trained with Nellie. So we have her since the 23rd of January.
She's nosy.
Oh yeah, she's like everyone up in Donegal.
All right.
So she'll smell around now. She's just trying to feel her way, and then she'll come over and she'll just sit, and you'll be like, God, that's all. You know, she's
Now,
very
Nellie's
good.
been specially trained to match your son's needs.
Yes.
Which is remarkable,
So-
isn't it?
oh,
when you
it's
think it's almost like
amazing.
otherworldly until you see it.
To think that a dog can do it, it's
Yeah.
amazing. So when Jason's walking, he's quite ataxic, so he would have a wide gait.
Yes.
But since Nellie's come along, when he is walking with Nellie actually brings his 2 feet together.
How
It's
does she do that?
amazing.
She lean towards
So
him, or-
yeah, he holds. She has Nellie. She has a wee harness
Yeah.
on her there, and he holds the cord that goes around it. And basically, then she knows when the harness is on her that she's at work, and she will work for him.
All right, and anyone wants to see Nellie, we're streaming, as we always do, the show live here on Facebook and YouTube. We're on our website, and you can see Nellie there. Beautiful, beautiful dog. In terms of maintaining that, do you know what I'm on about?
Okay,
does Nellie require updates in training?
Okay.
Because we could influence her into bad habits,
Oh
presumably.
yeah. So no, basically Nellie now. So she has her own set commands. It's amazing. So if I was to say let's go, she knows she's ready to go. So no matter where she is, she's really good hearing. As soon as I would shout that, she knows it's time to work. So basically, we just go over her commands weekly. Well, every day Jason would be walking with her at the start. It's 15 minutes a day. So basically, her commands, she's going over them every day anyway.
And other than obviously assisting, what's your son's name again?
Sorry, Jason.
Jason. Other than assisting Jason in his walking, I presume there's an emotional bond there.
Oh, she's absolutely amazing.
Is Nellie his best friend now?
Oh yeah, he'll tell you that too. And no, she's so good. Even Jason would get there. That's her now settled, so that's her.
Well, she's not as much fun now.
Yeah, that's it. You're like, what's she up to? She's so good.
She's explored everything around here, realised not much going on,
and then
is now just taking a seat by the door, ready to go.
That's her. Yeah, no, she's very good. She would sense too. A couple of weeks ago, he ended up in hospital.
Yes.
And we couldn't believe it. She was lying with him all day. He was absolutely fine, and the next thing he was rushed into hospital. But she knew. It's amazing to think the bond they have.
Jason is 6 now.
Yes.
And he wasn't born with his physical disabilities.
Oh no. So basically, when Jason was 8 months, here, Nellie. When he was 8 months, he got sick. He had meningitis, viral meningitis. He was well at the time, thank God, but we were going in for a checkup and he came out in the rash. So within a few days then, he went downhill really quick. We were admitted to hospital, and we actually thought after the week that he was perfect. It was only when he went to walk that we seen there was a problem. Wow. So he physically didn't walk until he was nearly 2.5, and then he never lost the wobbliness. Like usually when a new baby or a child of a year starts to walk, they're quite wobbly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
he never
lost that.
Yeah, okay.
So that's when we knew there was a
Yeah,
problem.
and because when there's such a variance in when children start to walk, you probably for months saying he's finding his feet.
Like at the start, that's what we thought, he was lazy or didn't want to walk, or you try all the tricks
we
of
use.
the
Yeah,
trades.
of course, I know. Yeah, exactly. So, in terms of Nelly's role in Jason's life, is this to sort of train his body, or is it to walk? Or is it long term, or is this?
Oh no! Basically, now Nelly is ours forever, or whatever. So basically, what Nelly will do is we're hoping Nelly will trick his brain into starting a new walking pattern.
Because it's impossible for you or anyone around you to offer the same level of correction all the time that Nelly can.
That Nelly will. So at the start, it's 15 minutes a day, but as he grows and gets stronger, he will learn to go for longer with her. And eventually, now it would be the Carlsberg one, we would be hoping that he won't need the dog, that he will have developed a whole new walking pattern. Yeah. But look, we'll see how it goes. She is amazing. And since we've had her now, we can see his walking pattern is started to change when he's with her. It's amazing.
But
you
it's
wouldn't
even
believe it.
encouragement, presumably, because it's a body up too, isn't it?
Yeah.
As well as anything else.
No, they
Okay,
get
that's
on
great. Did you have any? I think for most of us, we might think of dogs like Nelly assisting those with visual impairment or what have you, or maybe at an airport sniffing.
Yes.
Did you know that a dog could do something like this?
I'll be honest, we had no idea, obviously.
Who even come up with the idea? You know what I mean?
Like there's a charity in Cork. I basically had Googled one day dogs to help children with physical disabilities.
Yes.
And this came up, Dogs for the Disabled or whatever. But they're the only charity in Europe that actually give a dog for free. Like we had not to pay 1 penny for Nelly. And it's the only charity in the whole of Europe that gives a dog to a child with a physical disability.
Yeah,
so no, they are amazing.
And why? I mean, it's great to hear the story and hear about Nelly and Jason. But what are you, in terms of speaking publicly and what have you? What are you hoping to achieve, or what do you want to happen?
Raise awareness for other parents. Like there's people out there, and God forbid some kids can't walk. We're lucky that Jason can walk or whatever. But these dogs are there to help children, and some kids that haven't been able to walk have had dogs which have actually led to them being able to walk. So basically, it's just to highlight that there is help there, and there is a charity out there, and they fully fund the dogs. It's amazing. From when the dog is nearly inside its mother's belly or whatever, they do the genetics, they do everything. So basically it costs them around 15,000 until we get the dog, and it's all fully funded. It's absolutely amazing.
It's a lot of money.
Oh, it is.
But then it's not a lot of money, if that makes sense. When we think of what we and when we think of what we spend money on and stuff, it's huge. But to have such an influence on a particularly a young person's life, and that radiates through the whole family.
Amazing,
It's like it's almost why we're relying on charities to do it. But anyway, we are. And it's remarkable. She's looking at the door now. At what is she thinking about next?
She's just thinking about Jason now. She's wondering where Jason is and why is she not with Jason. It's amazing. That's just how she operates. And we have another wee boy, Joshua. And the relationship that Nelly has with Joshua is so different to Jason as well. She sees Joshua as more of a playful child. He'll run about with her and he'll do all of this.
This is not about your son, but it's like the most... the annoying younger brother. Now, I'm not saying he is younger annoying brother, but that it's business time with other members of the family.
Yeah, whereas Nelly associates Jason as being the boss because she has to work for Jason, whereas Joshua, she can lie up and cuddle
and just play with him or not, whatever the mood may take. Okay, listen. What is the name of the charity, by the way?
Oh, yeah, sorry. So they're Dogs for the Disabled.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it, dogs.
And presumably they do much more. They train dogs for much more than what they've trained Nelly.
Oh yeah. So basically, all their dogs are trained now for kids or adults with physical disabilities. It's different to the guide dogs or different to the autism dogs because these dogs here are actually trained to help the person walk. So.
And when I can't get my head around it, but were you surprised at the intelligence of the dog? I don't know what your view of dogs were beforehand, and we know we're a country of dog lovers, okay, but this is next level stuff. This is a couple of levels above. I know people who use sheepdogs and all will know what we're talking about here, but this is next level stuff because there's something happening more it's a relationship on another level. It's not just teaching a dog to sit down here. This is a dog that is thinking a certain way.
Yeah. Oh, but that's her all the time.
Yeah.
Like even now, she's at the door wondering who's outside the door. Like, and she's thinking, oh, I'm going to jump up and smell them, or she's already
I wanted to jump up
working
and smell
ahead
Caroline.
of us. Yeah, and poor Caroline's out there petrified. But God love her. And I was petrified of dogs. I do a bit of running, and I'm not joking. Anybody that runs
all about
knows that they'll run out and they'll bark or whatever. But Nellie is totally different. I'm telling you, like she wouldn't. They're actually trained not to bark, so she will not bark. It's amazing,
And how does she communicate with you?
Oh, so she does the puppy eyes, the doggy eyes. Yeah.
Should we all do that?
Yeah.
And a lot of us aren't dogs.
She's so well trained, her commands. So if she is to do her business or that, she'll go to the door. Like, you know what I mean? There's no accidents in the house. It's amazing, like how well trained she
All right,
is.
can you bring Nellie over just so people have a look at her, because there's people have tuned in across our social media that want to see Nellie there. But there she is. She's a beautiful, beautiful
She
dog.
is lovely.
It's a lab, isn't it? Labrador.
Yeah, it's a fully bred Labrador.
Okay, she's beautiful, and you can already sort of see the impact on a number of levels with Jason too, both in terms of his walking, but also presumably it's making him feel he's
without
got
a doubt.
another best friend as well as his little brother.
Yeah, and like silly things, if Nellie goes to the door now, it's really helped his speech. You would never think a dog would do this. He'll be like, Mommy, Nellie wants out, or Nellie wants this, Nellie wants that,
She's beautiful.
She is. She's great.
I had a couple of Labradors. They didn't look anything like that there. So I'm starting to question if I actually put...
She's a lovely shiny coat. I think it's to do with the food they're fed.
I think it's to do with the treatment.
Or maybe the treatment.
I think
Nellie.
Nellie is very well. I bought two Labradors and I thought they were males.
Right.
I made a visual assessment that they were males, and it turned out they were both females. So
okay, and what colour were they?
One was black, the other was cream. But you think I would know at this stage to be able to tell a female from a male, but unfortunately I didn't. But they were lovely dogs anyway. Yeah. Okay, listen. If people want to support the charities, well, maybe people would love animals and they want to help younger people and older people as well. The name of the charity once more, because it sounds like they do brilliant work.
Oh, they're absolutely amazing. And from word go, from the minute we arrived in Cork, I have to say they were absolutely great. Even training us with the dog, everything is done unbelievable. So it's Dogs for the Disabled.
Okay, brilliant.
And they're on Facebook as well.
And
thanks for having us in.
No, it's lovely, and I think it's and I think
Nellie.
There's people listening to this might think, could this be a path, a road we could go down to? And I think, as you said earlier on, that's what you want to sort of...
And don't be afraid to reach out. The good thing about the charity is that it doesn't matter who you are, they are willing to help. Once you have a child with a physical disability, they're absolutely amazing. So
and how old is Nellie, sorry, now?
So Nellie was 2 on the 11th of February. Okay. So when we got her, it was her birthday a week later. So we had to have cake, obviously. Any excuse. But she's just turned 2.
You can have 7 cakes a year, isn't it? Dogs are like 7 birthdays for one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Listen, it's been lovely having you in. Pass on our best wishes to Jason and the rest of the family, Laura.
Thanks very much, Greg.
Thanks for bringing in Nessa for us to meet. A beautiful dog doing fantastic work. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be back with more on the show after these messages.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union, now offering mortgages from 40,000 to 600,000 euro with no hidden fees or transaction charges. Letterkenny Credit Union, 9102127.
Electric Ireland customers don't need to do a thing to get Ireland's lowest standard unit rate. That's nothing. Zip? Zero. Because they're already on it. Electric Ireland. We're brighter together. Estimated annual bill €1,274 based on 24-hour residential electricity credit meter standard unit rates, including PSO levy and VAT. Published provider rates at 1st of January 2022, subject to change. For comparison, see electricireland.ie/lowest unit rate. T's and C's apply. See electricireland.ie.
A public interest message from Donegal County Council. It's the time of year when poor driving conditions are causing accidents. But did you know that a scratched wing or dent repair which needs a respray can only be done legally by a certified operator who holds a valid certificate of approval from Donegal County Council? The body shop or garage must display a valid certificate proving they have been inspected and meet the requirements of the Deco Paints legislation, best practice guidelines for vehicle refinishing and the Air Pollution Act. For an up-to-date list of certified operators, check the Council's website or phone us at 9153900. Donegal County Council, protecting the environment.
Smith's Daleside offer a range of coarse and pelleted feed, including premium munchie ranges for lambs, designed to entice the lamb senses, increasing intakes and maximising performance. Call Smith's Daleside on 074 9171 300.
At Tesco, we've price-matched Aldi on hundreds of products, and that includes loads of family favourites too, like Big Bicrumbed Ham 320 gram, Tesco Raspberries 150 gram, and Colgate Triple Action Toothpaste 100 ml. So, you can save yourself a trip. Tesco. Every little helps. Shopping took place on the 7th of March. Price checked and matched on comparable products from select Aldi ROI stores and or online weekly. Price most often found is matched pro rata and excluding promotions. Products matched may vary by week. Product availability varies by store. For verification, see tesco.ie/groceries.
He was very well aware of how to use pattern and shape and how to frame pictures. It's really just stuff that Derek Hill liked. The house would lead you to believe that the gardens are quite old, but they're not. They're sort of mid-20th century gardens from the 1950s. Wouldn't be a particularly fashionable period of garden design, and that's kind of cool.
That's Down the Garden Path, a new series Wednesday nights on Highland Radio. After the news at 8 p.m.
Okay, it's all very exciting here at Highland Radio. The draw drum, or trombola, I think they call it, is being loaded up. Any of you watching on social media will be able to see it there. It's being packed with all of you who entered the competition for our holiday giveaway. One of you is going to be winning a trip to Turkey. But why would you go to Turkey today or tomorrow when you could go to Buncrana? I mean, what does Turkey have on St. Patrick's Day, Councillor Nicholas Crossan, that Buncrana doesn't have? I can't think of one single thing.
I just looking out today, Greg,
struggling.
I can't see anything else. We've got the sunshine, we've got the beautiful scenery, we've got a big parade coming up. I can't think of anything else.
And sure, listen, I'm sure one of the pubs could rustle you up a sangria if you wanted one of them as well.
No doubt, cocktails galore for the people who like that, or the traditional pint of Guinness. It doesn't really matter from that to cocktail. We can deliver all in Buncrana tomorrow.
Okay, so at relatively short notice, because we know planning for these things is a year-long event, at relatively short notice we've been pulling together parades and fun days and all that type of stuff. So we're going to start in Buncrana today. What can people look forward to tomorrow, Nicholas? When do things kick off? When does the parade start? What's happening?
The parade starts at 3 o'clock sharp, and as I said, there's only two things that start in Buncrana bang on time. It's the St. Patrick's Day parade.
And the switching on the Christmas lights.
And the switching on of the Christmas lights.
I've been interviewing you too long.
You know me too well. But it does start at 3 o'clock sharp, and it is... we have organised, I think it's 4 marching bands has promised to come down to
brilliant, lovely
music after the parade. We have a viewing stand. The committee ourselves have put in place what we can. We have stewards in place. We've got the emergency services. We've organised a few floats and all like that. But we're asking now the community and businesses and sports groups, scouts and schools to take part in our national day and come out and enjoy it.
It's going to be special, Nicholas, tomorrow. You know, you talked about the live bands. Just to see live bands going down the street again, and they're fantastic, but we've missed it, and it's going to be a wonderful day. We've got the weather sorted, and everyone who gets to Buncrana is going to have a lovely time. Thanks, Nicholas.
Okay, Greg, thanks.
Good man, take care of yourself. We're heading now to the Finn Valley area, Ballabafay, Stranola, to be more specific. Nuala Diver. Is it Diver or Diver Nuala? Sorry, it's Diver, isn't it?
Sorry, it's actually Dean Gillespie here. I'm the manager on the base here.
Oh, right, okay, sorry. What's your name again, sorry?
Dean Gillespie.
Dean, good to have you. Dean, of course, nice to see you again. Right, Dean, the Ballabafay Stranola Chamber are involved in the organisation of an event tomorrow. Not going with the parade, but still a fun day for people to get involved in. Tell us all what's happening.
Yes, well, we have a parade of sorts. It's a scaled-down parade. We have a tractor run for children. You know, they're going to start in the car park, at the Navanny car park, and they're going to go out and we're going to go up and down the main street and back up onto the arch and back into the car park again, which is a big thing for the children, because the road's going to be the traffic's going to be stopped and there's going to be guards there and things, and it's going to be all the wee tractors and them all shined up, you know. So there's a big interest in that, and we have amusements coming. We have bumper cars and carousels and things like that.
Oh wow, a fun fair.
Kind of, yes. And we have a magician on stage as well for the younger people, and we have like a treasure hunt around the town where the children have to go over and find stickers in the windows of all the different businesses and take them back in the car, and there's prizes for that.
If that magician can make a few bags of coal appear, he'll go down a storm. Dean.
Well, we're going to have fancy dress as well. So the best dress St. Patrick or
Patricia,
or whatever we're going to call her. Yeah, and it's good for people dressing up for that, you know. And then we're going to have the stage up in the car park as well. So we're going to have live acts. We have a lot of different live acts on the stage. Fantastic music and children dancing and things like that. And then we have stalls in the middle of the car park. We have a lot of different crafts coming with some very good craft fairs coming. There's crowd there from Leitrim coming with stuff that actually he makes from wood from his back garden.
Wow, you really pulled a lot together in the relatively short notice, didn't you?
Well, given the way things were, we didn't want to go with the full parade, and you know, it's a good thing for the children. I think the tractor run's going to be a very big draw because children that age will remember that for years and years and years, you know. So.
And I watched a few tractor runs the last while. There's some beautiful machinery and the guys know how to go to town with it too. Right, so what time does the tractor run start at?
No, these are all toy tractors, pedal tractors, just for our children, you know.
Oh,
it's not big tractors.
I've seen them too.
They're all like collection of John Deere's at the minute, you know.
Oh, so there's no point in me landing up with my 135 then.
They were coming there,
Oh, pedal powered. Okay, that's different. So this is brilliant, right? So we're gonna have children on pedal tractors heading up the main street. And
they're going to go down the main street from Lidl down to kind of Alexander's and turn back in up to the car park. So it'll be good for them. They'll remember it for years to come as well. You know, it's
and do you know what? The pictures are going to be amazing. We look forward to seeing them in the papers. It's going to be fun. Look, brilliant. And the live music on stage. What time's that starting at, Dean? About?
Live music starts at 1 o'clock. It'll go from 1 to 5 o'clock.
Well done. Okay, and we've got the weather. All things predicting the weather's going to be good. Fantastic stuff. Well done, Dean.
No bother.
Take care. Thanks very much for coming on. Let's go to Carragard, the Meva St. Patrick's Day Parade at 1 p.m. And Noel McBride joins us now. Hiya, Noel.
Good morning,
Is it
Greg.
1 or 1:30?
Well, normally it's 1 o'clock, Greg, but I suppose we have a bit of an unfortunate situation that Sean McGee, a local man, JAA Motor Club, former Donegal County Council employee, passed away.
Oh, sad.
And his funeral's tomorrow at 11:30 in the chapel in Carragard. And the parade will be slightly delayed, possibly 1:15, 1:30. I suppose we were going to cancel the parade because of the death, and the McGee family did not want it cancelled. They wanted the parade to go ahead.
And in a way, it might be a nice way to mark the fantastic contribution of that man. In a way, you know, the community being together and enjoying themselves. I'm sure that's what he probably would have wanted himself.
Yeah. Sean made a huge contribution to the community down the years, and you know, he'll be sadly missed.
Indeed. May you rest in peace, and our thoughts with his family. So it's a small town, big parade, hopefully go nice and slow.
Big parade, yeah. We are a small town. I suppose a number of years ago we were featured on RTE, and that's the way we were described. We have a very interesting and joyful parade every year, apart from the last couple of years there.
So what can people look forward to?
So people can look forward to, I suppose, from about 12:45, DJ John Bosco on stage. We will have, I suppose, our local Devlin Area School band. We have various schools, sporting organisations, etc., with floats. We have vintage cars and tractors. We have many different attractions taking place in the village for the hour and a half or so.
And what are you going to dress up as St. Patrick or anything exciting, Noel?
Well, no, I don't really get the chance. Like, I suppose there'll be a few of us on the cover.
Would you stop giving me a politician's answer to me asking you, are you going to dress up as St. Patrick, Noel? just say no. You'll be busy doing other things. I get
I was away from all of that. No, look, we normally have a very, very fun, very happy day.
Yes, of course.
In the village, and we have many attractions, and we have a few local lads there that come up with some very different ideas for floats and they can really cause a big attraction. We have floats coming from from Fanet and from Cranford and from our own parish, and did this as vintage cars coming from various places,
Excellent.
And,
okay.
We have a good old day. And I suppose just to mention as well, our parade will start approximately 1:15 to 1:30. Now, there's a parade in Downings as well, and that parade takes place at 5 p.m. tomorrow evening. So
Right,
they have
go.
same idea, a bit of fun, a bit of crack for all the visitors and the locals.
All right, I suspect I'll be at both, as I don't get to make these decisions, but I'm delighted. What about parking? What about parking too and access? Just is there any sort of work needs to be done in that regard?
Well, there'll be parking restrictions in the village, and we'll have traffic diversions in place from about, I suppose maybe about 12:45.
Okay.
We try and keep the traffic flowing as best we can, but once the parade starts, and it starts over at the Chapel Car Park in Garrigart, once the parade starts, we stop the traffic.
Sure, it's only once a year. It's only once a year, and there's alternative routes. Okay, so it's like
there's
one.
voluntary services there as well. Like we're very lucky in the area. We have a local voluntary fire service, totally voluntary. We have the Mulroy Coast Guard there as well. And they've very good modern equipment.
All right, no, good stuff.
People like to see it.
So,
and as well, if I could just mention,
please quickly,
on this occasion, the Coast Guard have what they call the rocket cart. It's the old cart with old ropes and equipment that the Coast Guard in years gone by used for various, say, life-saving exercise and that.
That'll be on show.
So the cart has been all refurbished by the Leave a Men Shed.
Yes.
And it'll be put in display tomorrow.
Right. Okay. So the traffic diversions start at 12:15. The parade will start. Say 1 for 1:15, something along those lines. All right. And then you mentioned the Downings parades are at 5 in the evening. Then.
At 5 p.m.
Okay. Good stuff. All right. Thanks very much
thank
indeed. Noel McBride there. Just to let you know that Kerry Keele Community Group have organised a St Patrick's Day parade again this year, which will be on at 3 p.m. on Thursday. All floats welcome free of charge, and they're hoping for a fun family day. That comes in from Deirdre Crossan from the Kerry Keele Community Group. If you've other stuff going on, let us know. We'll try and announce it for you. The chair of the Moville Parade is Eamon McLaughlin. He joins us now. It's a big year for the Moville Parade. Eamon?
Yes, indeed, Greg. Good morning to you and all the listeners. Yeah, this is our 30th anniversary. We were founded in 1990, but we've had 3 parades cancelled, 2 with COVID and 1 with foot and mouth, which I think was back in 2001 or 2002. But so this is a 30th actual parade that we're going to be running.
All right. It all starts off at 2:30. Tell us what people can look forward to, Eamon.
Starts at 2:30 on the dot. And we have lots of floats going to be along there. And we have various marching bands. We also have a band playing live in the square as well from 2 o'clock. And we have a bouncy castle in the Moville Square as well, which always is a great feature because St Patrick's Day is a day for everyone, and we want to make sure that all the young children have a special day as well in the bouncy castle. So we're actually kicking off our celebrations tonight with a traditional night of music in the Trawlerman Bar, and all musicians and dancers more than welcome there.
That's going to be fun.
That will be fun, is right, yeah. And then on the day itself, the Latmore itself, 2:30 the parade starts, and a special thing that we're doing this year to mark the 30th anniversary, all organisations and community groups, etc., that participate will receive a special piece of crystal.
Oh, wow.
On
Lovely.
at our presentation night, which will be in the corner bar at 9 o'clock on Friday the 18th. We also have prizes for the best floats, and we have an overall cup then for the winner, and we also have a competition for the best window displays.
Brilliant. Are you expecting a big entry, Eamon? All things considered, short enough notice and what have you.
We definitely are expecting a big entry. We had reservations earlier on in the year. We weren't too sure whether to go ahead with the parade or not, and we kind of felt maybe we shouldn't. and then with all the restrictions, and then with the announcement from Antisha Michael Martin kind of lifting many of the restrictions.
We have to get on with it at some point, don't we, Eamon? And it's a wee bit like that.
That's what we felt. So we decide, like, we're really the architects of the parade, the committee. The people that participate are the builders. So we decided, well, we'll do our part and get everything set up and organised, and hopefully people will participate. And we've received lots of messages, goodwill messages from people. Plenty of people come along to say that they're going to participate.
Good stuff. So when does the bouncy castle become operational and the band start again, sorry?
Oh, the bouncy castle will be operational from about 1:30, and the band in the square will be playing from 2:00 to 5.
Lovely.
And then the parade itself at 2:30. But we want to emphasise, this is a family day out. It's a day to acknowledge who we are, and we're also making a sort of I suppose it's more than a token gesture, but we want to acknowledge the situation in Ukraine at the minute as well. And so we will be flying the Ukrainian flag off our main stage as well.
I just think this is going to be one of the first opportunities for us as a community, grannies and granddads, aunts and uncles, mums and dads, the young ones, the teens, to just all be in the same space as each other. I just have a feeling tomorrow's going to be a particularly special day right across the region. Well done, Eamon. You're the man with the stopwatch now. You said 2:30 sharp. I don't want any complaints. I don't want any complaints on Monday now saying it started at 2:33.
It will not start at 2. It will be 2:30 sharp. I'm actually doing the St. Patrick, so I'll be leading it off.
Good. Whether they're behind you or not, you're going to leave off at 2:30.
Do you know this? As you say that, Greg, many years ago when we started this parade, we weren't too sure what way it would work out, but we said that we would be punctual. Should only be myself and a dog on it, but we'd go off at 2:30. But thankfully there was more than myself and a dog, and there has been ever since. But no, we will be sharp on time.
Are you looking forward to them? I can sense that. You're looking forward to it yourself.
Definitely, I'm looking forward. I tell you, I'm looking forward on a personal basis, but because of all the expressions of goodwill we've had about it, and you go down the street and you meet people, and they say to you, "Oh, we're looking forward to St. Patrick's Day," and there's a real buzz and excitement.
Yeah.
It's almost like the buzz and excitement you get around Christmas Eve. That feeling, Greg.
And I think the fact that there's a chance of the odd light shower, but by the time you're getting ready to get going and everything, we're looking at a day. Might need to put a coat on because it might be a bit breezy, but it's going to be a lovely day. Eamon, well done.
Greg,
yes,
that
Eamon.
will not happen. That will not happen in Revel. I can assure you. I have a lady in the town here.
Yes.
And every year she puts out the Child of Prague.
And it works every year.
Works every year. Never mind Met Air or anything like that there. They've absolutely nothing to do with the weather. Our Child of Prague and my friend Anne Holmes will guarantee there will be sunshine in Maville. Bring midge cream.
Well, you want a midge cream? Okay. Tell Anne to put that statue in a safe because there's going to be parade organisers all around the county looking for it. Right, bring the midge cream, sunscreen.
It'll be an day tomorrow evening.
A wide-brimmed hat, strings with corks on, whatever is required for a beautiful hot day in Maville.
Costa del Maville. Costa del Maville.
Take care, right, Eamon? Good man. Take care of yourself. Eamon McLaughlin there, chairman of the Maville Parade, a.k.a. St. Patrick.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union. Now offering mortgages with life cover provided at no additional cost. Letterkenny Credit Union. 9102127.
Farmers, you're built different. One step after the other, you don't see the rewards for months or years. That's life on the farm. Or you could say, that's life in rehab. When you're learning to walk after a machinery injury, one step after the other, you don't see the rewards for months or years. Just because you've the strength to see you through rehab, it doesn't mean you should have to. Farmers, always take care around machinery. From the Health and Safety Authority, visit hsa.ie/farm safety.
Visit Derry and experience a world of difference just over the border. See the historic walls, the waterfront and the famous chill-off licences at Da Vinci, White House, Coolmore, Hatmore and Shantallow, which for some reason have suddenly become the #1 attraction. So visit Derry and leave with more than just memories. Please drink responsibly. See drinkaware.ie. Is your current car ready for change? If so, now is a good time to visit DMG Motors Donegal Town. Choose from their Skoda range including the Fabia, Scala, Superb, Karoq, Kodiaq, Kamiq, Octavia and the all-new electric Enyaq. Now available for delivery. All fitted with the latest technology. Skoda Connect with a whole new range of simply clever features. DMG Motors have made buying a new car affordable with finance available on all new vehicles. Test drive the new Skoda today. Call 972136. Skoda. Made for Donegal.
Central Auto Parts are now stocking Sunny, a water-based paint offering all up-to-date colours for all vehicles, and Celimix Commercial, the perfect paint for diggers, plant and machinery. Buy it today at Central Auto Parts, Portslink Business Park, Letterkenny. Find us on Facebook or call us on 074 9127 491.
James Natasha and Chackton Shaw Rulya Bulya, Bema Igora Lamaya Burns o Gilliga o Wine. Agus Bemig Iglaku Revark Fesh Reda Column Killa La Mihal Pirasu Kelly. Agus Bemigak na Hammockty the Charton News the Hay Sharton the Gilliga and Shas near Huskart Fia Fias a Doll. Biggie Lindsay Kenya Ig Sharta Club.
At M&S, we're wondering, what's the best thing about St. Patrick's Day? Getting together with friends? Going to a parade? Or is it the chance to win one of 25 €250 M&S gift cards? Just shop with Sparks in-store or online between March 9th and 20th and you'll be entered into the draw. Think about all that M&S food you could buy. Sparks. Get the app. Get the good stuff. Terms and conditions apply. See marksandSpencer.ie for details.
Okay, we are joined in studio now by Sean Quinn because it is time almost to give away a holiday for two to Turkey. What do you think about that?
It's like Turkey outside this morning, Greg.
Isn't
Sun's
it just?
shining.
I know.
Phones have been hopping this morning. Lastminute.com, which is great, but it's a great price, and it's part of the draw before the big draw. So some lucky winner is going to be winning a holiday for two people to Turkey.
Yep, okay. Tell us about the holiday. What do we know about this Turkey holiday? It's in October, isn't it?
It is in October, and it's in Kusadasi, which is the main tourist area. The hotel is the four-star Golden Days Wings. It's lovely. I've seen pictures of it. It's about 1 mile or 1.5 kilometres outside Kusadasi town. You'll be on a 1 week, and it's bed and breakfast.
Excellent. And it's thanks in association with our friends at Sunway Holidays.
Sunway Holidays and also our partners of the draw, Atlantic Travel as well. So
Brilliant
thanks
stuff.
to them. It's great to have it.
Right, okay, this is not actually the culmination because this is all part of, this is like an early bird special, so to speak, a draw before the big draw, because the lines are still open for the mega holiday draw. It's a €15,000 package effectively. It's a €10,000 holiday voucher, which can be used in one go if you want the absolute holiday of a lifetime, which you would get for that, or you might want more than the one holiday, and you can spread it out, and €5,000 cash. We've called it spending money, but
It's effectively it's cash.
You're not
yeah.
giving people tokens, are you?
Well, we might be at the airport to make sure they take it with them. Have you got your cash with you?
Right,
Not
okay.
at all. So it's exactly.
So it still runs on, but the lines, of course, now in terms of the Turkey draw are closed. But go on now, book your ticket, highlandradio.com, if you want to be within a chance to in with a chance to win that holiday potential of a lifetime. It's going to be. It's amazing because you know the world, literally the world is your oyster. It's a turn of phrase, but with the 10 grand voucher, you can do whatever you like, and it could be a family holiday, Lapland. You know, all the stuff that you want to do. Disney World, whatever it might be, stuff that's beyond most of our reach.
There probably is nowhere you couldn't go with 10,000. Every base should be covered.
Course,
it's or you can do loads of city hops for weekends. Whatever you want to do.
Right, we have the draw drum there, trombola, I think you posh people call it.
Island trombola.
Trombola. So we're going to give it a few rotations, I think. And it's every time we do this, I'm waiting for it to come off.
I'm so nervous doing this.
Okay, me too. Right, okay, so
happy?
you look at me, Sean, and get your hand in there, give it a good wiggle around. All right, and just pick the one. And the number is 1147.
1147 is right.
Right, 1147. Now that's. Do you want to chuck that back in now?
We will in a second.
Yeah, okay,
We will in a second.
right.
We'll just verify it.
Okay, so we are now reaching out to the name that's associated with the lucky number 1147, and someone now is going to be winning a 1-week holiday for 2 people to Turkey in October. So you can take your partner, your friend, whatever, and you'll stay in a lovely hotel, as Sean's been outlining there, in the main resort of Kusadasi. When a lot of people talking about going to Turkey, that's the word I hear an awful lot of. So
That's the one place I actually do know. I've never been to Kusadasi. I've never been to Turkey.
No golf courses there, no?
Well, there is. And do you know what? Funny enough, I'm kind of thinking about it this year.
Yeah.
And round about October time as well.
If there are any plans to do any redesigning, they want to get you out there early.
Well, I need to be out for about 3 months, I would say. When it's very nice weather, you're guaranteed.
Scooch around a week there, Sean.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So remind us then about the big draw. How long people have, when that competition ends, and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Just to recap.
The lines are back open again, and if you haven't bought a ticket or you want to buy another ticket, the draw will go right over until the 14th of April. So we'll draw it. The draw takes place on the 14th, and we probably will run the lines till about 10 o'clock that morning. And your chance obviously is €10,000 and 5,000 spending money. So, where would you go, Greg? If you'd won 10,000, where would you go?
Well, I asked Caroline the same question, and she said Westport. And I said, listen, Westport's lovely, but you're gonna have to be a little bit more ambitious there. I don't know. I've always fancied sort of a trip to New York or something, or Las Vegas, those sights and scenes that you see in the TV, to see what it's like in the flesh. Something like that, maybe. I might do that. And then something that's completely culturally different. I think I'd like to go, I don't know where. I haven't really thought about it, because I can't buy one of these tickets.
No, you're not allowed
so
to. No.
I'm relying on the lotto. But somewhere that's really culturally different.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. I think it would be nice to sort of broaden my horizons in that regard. But I think definitely maybe the west or east coast of America, or maybe, I like boxing, so maybe there's a big boxing match in New York or Las Vegas or wherever it might be. You could use it towards that flights, presumably.
Yep.
So what's that, Caroline? All right. Okay. Right, let's go to line 1 here, and we're joined on the programme by Doreen McFadden. Hi, Doreen.
Hello.
How are you getting on? Did you enter the Highland Radio holiday draw before draw?
I sure did.
Excellent. Well, I'm delighted to tell you that you and your friend or your better half or whomever's in your life are going to Turkey for a week in a beautiful hotel, flights and everything paid for, in October, 2 years for a week. How does that feel? You've won our pre-draw.
Oh my God. Oh, I am absolutely, fantastic. Delighted.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, what a wonderful prize.
Yeah, and it's yours. So in October, that's what you're going to be doing. Sunning yourself, wining and dining, beautiful hotel, cocktail in your hand or a mocktail, beside the pool, on the beach, sun beating down on you, treated like a queen. Doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Oh, I'm delighted. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much.
And how many... Sorry, Sean, 1 second. Go ahead. What,
yeah, well, she's still in the draw for the big draw. So
Yes.
you can still technically win our €10,000 holiday prize as well.
Yeah, okay, well, we're actually going to put your ticket back in a second. Doreen, are you lucky normally? Do you win much? Because you just bought the 1 ticket too, which is extra lucky, I think.
No, I would honestly, I've hardly won anything, so I'm just gobsmacked. I'm delighted. Oh, and a holiday, what I love, so I'm delighted.
Oh, excellent. And, of course, we've not been able to go anywhere for a while. I won't keep you, Doreen. Do you know at this point, I'm not going to put you on the spot, you don't have to mention a name, do you know at this point who you might take?
Oh, my better half. Patrick.
Okay, right, there goes another opportunity for me to get to Turkey down the drain. All right, I thought we could have done an outside broadcast, or I don't know what it would have been. We'll be in touch with you. Congratulations, and thanks for being a good sport and coming on the radio with us as well. Funny enough, I'm about to say to you goodbye to you at 11:47, and the winning ticket was 1147. Isn't that strange? Well done. Take care of yourself, Doreen.
Thank you.
Okay, congratulations, Doreen McFadden. So literally, Sean is telling the truth here. 1147 in his hand is going back in the trombola. Okay, Sean. Stick it in there. Good man. There she goes. All right, and who's to say Doreen could win again? But there's lots of you entering, and it's brilliant, and it's lovely, Sean, isn't it? she can't wait to get on holidays.
Fabulous.
And loves going on holidays and
Great
doesn't
time.
win much. And you could make an argument for anyone winning, but that's brilliant. I'm delighted for her.
So am I, and I can't wait till the 14th that we're doing it again because it's an amazing prize.
Have you any surprises or?
I'm not going to tell you anything at the
But
moment.
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. There may be. We'll see what happens.
Is that a yes or a no?
I'm not telling you.
But you say you're not going to tell me, and then you'll be saying, "Oh, Greg, will you mention this?" So where's my exclusive? Actually, no, I won't.
Let's
press
keep
you.
it exclusive. Let's keep it. Thanks very much, Greg.
Listen, thank you very much indeed. Now, it's beautiful to bring a bit of joy into someone's life, as we have just done with Doreen McFadden. Congratulations to you, Doreen. And you're going to Turkey for 2 weeks, for two of yous for a week in October. If you want to be in with a chance to win the big one and any other little surprises that may come along, who's to say, you can go on our website now, right now, highlandradio.com. And if anything else is added to the prize pool, you won't miss out by entering now, if that makes sense. I just don't want you to feel like you could miss out. All right, Kieran O'Donnell has very patiently been waiting. He's going to be joining us with business matters and business news after these.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, offering low-rate car loans with fast approval. Apply online at letterkennycu.ie or in office today.
Hi, Dad.
Just popping on to say hi, love.
How did you manage to video call?
I'm a bit of a computer whiz these days.
I can see that.
And it's not just video calls. With High Digital's free online course, Paddy also learned to do the grocery shopping. And you can too.
So how are you, Dad?
Hang on, I've a very funny gift to send you. Or is it GIF?
Learn essential online skills today at highdigital.ie. Brought to you by Vodafone Ireland Foundation, Active Retirement Ireland and Alone. Vodafone, together we can.
Longcom has an exclusive beauty gift waiting just for you at McGee's Chemist. Simply purchase 2 Longcom products, one to be skincare, and receive your free 6-piece gift containing a full-size Tonique Comfort Toner, a choice of either Hydrozen or Absolute day and night travel size creams, plus more of your favourite iconic Longcom products. Available until Sunday the 27th of March or while stocks last. T's and C's apply at McGee's Chemist, Main Street, Letterkenny.
On the night of April 3rd, we'll all come together to fill out our census forms. And the information you provide will help show where essential services are needed in every part of the country. So on Sunday, April 3rd, be a part of Ireland's future. Be counted. Visit census.ie to find out more.
Make the most of your bank holiday weekend with inflation-busting offers at Lidl. There's Tato 16 packs for only $3.99. Coca-Cola range 10 and 12 can packs just $6.99 each. And a 700ml bottle of Baileys was €20, now an unbelievable €10. Inflation-busting offers at Lidl. More for you. Enjoy alcohol responsibly.
Land prices up 33% in 2 years. This week's Irish Farmers Journal is in shops today, 1 day early. Here's Paul Mooney.
Don't miss our county-by-county guide to agricultural land prices across Ireland. With land prices at their highest level since the Celtic Tiger era, we reveal how much land is worth in your county and how cash-rich investors are buying land to rewild and offset carbon.
Don't miss your 72-page land price report inside this week's Irish Farmers Journal in shops today.
Highland Radio weather updates with Ireland West Airport. Discover Edinburgh this summer with Ryanair's 3 times weekly service. Stunning architecture, endless winding streets, and an awe-inspiring castle. Ireland West Airport. You're flying.
And I'll be in Ireland.
In association with the Letterkenny IT Faculty of Business. Looking for a career in financial services? Consider the Level 9 MA in Governance, Compliance and Data Protection. Take the next step in your career and contact the Exec Ed Coordinator on 9186206 or email execed@lyit.ie today.
I'm all excited, Kieran, bumping in on the jingle there because I heard the mere mention of Ireland West Airport, where I'll be tomorrow. I'm so excited, all Friday. And also just talking about the joy of St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, Kieran. You couldn't help. And of course, having Doreen winning her holiday and being so happy about it.
And the sun's shining as well.
And the sun is shining. Okay, come here. Let's start off with a bit of news. We'll see how we get on because we've a lot to jam in, and I appreciate, Kieran, you giving up a bit of the time here. Right, a driver survey has been published.
Yeah, a nationwide survey of car owners has revealed that just 1 in 10 drivers is likely to give up their car in the next 5 years. The research commissioned by Bolt, the European Mobility Super App, which questioned 509 drivers, showed over one-third of the drivers, 38%, are aiming to reduce the number of car trips they take per week. The survey also found that 26% are inclined to give up private or car ownership for environmental reasons.
I'd love to see an urban-rural breakdown on that, because a lot of our drives aren't discretionary. They're essential. All right, the Cope in Burton Port up for sale, or Cope in Burton Port.
Yeah, the former Cope supermarket in Burton Port will go under the hammer via the I Am Sold online auction platform. According to the selling agents Campbell's Auctioneers, the property occupies a prominent commercial location along the main thoroughfare through the village and presents significant redevelopment potential. A starting price of $88,500 has been placed on the building.
Yeah, I think it'll be snapped up. Right, the Donegal Local Enterprise Office have a seminar upcoming.
Yeah, it will be on the introduction to the supports and services at its office, and on the explanation of the grant aid process and criteria along with that. That's between 10 a.m. and 12 noon on Friday next, March the 25th, and the seminar is free and is delivered via Zoom.
All right, the International Fund for Ireland made its announcements of its latest round of funding, and some local services to benefit, it seems.
Yeah, 2 Donegal projects, 231,000 and 83,000 awarded to Donegal Youth Services and Mulford and District Resource Centre. So good news for both those.
All right, okay. Let's get on to the podcast itself, and if we've got time for a bit more news, we'll come back to it. What can people look forward to our Business Matters podcast, which is available for listeners right now?
On this week's Business Matters podcast, Greg, I will be talking to Pamela Kearney and Nuala McCool about a new business programme being delivered at Garamskull, Cualu and Ballinamore, and they'll also be reflecting on the quite remarkable life and times of the Creasle-born pioneering computer programmer Kay McNulty.
Wow, very interesting.
So Business in the Community's Seer and Teal, that translates into World of Work programme, is being delivered to second year students at Garamskull, Cualu and Ballinamore in partnership with Optum through the medium of Irish. Pamela Kearney is one of the Business in the Community's 18 coordinators who helped set up and run the programmes in conjunction with schools and businesses. She says Seer and Teal programme will provide students at the Donegal ETB Secondary School with a wonderful opportunity to see what goes on behind the scenes at Optum.
The programmes are in Donegal. There are 13 here in Donegal, and we have large corporates in Donegal working with schools. Those businesses are Marks and Spencer's, K&, Cersei, Optum, Gallagher's Bakehouse, we've got Phillips Medisize and many more.
So that's a wide range, Pamela, of businesses?
It is, and it's a wonderful opportunity for students to see behind the scenes. Students learn about careers and jobs that they haven't thought about before, or that they were just simply unaware of. And with changes in working environment, they get an insight into increasing advances in technology. They also find out what jobs are like.
Nuala McCool is a business studies teacher at Garamskull, Cualu, and she explained what the students will be doing over the next 6 weeks.
I suppose they're going to be working on a lot of stuff to do with Optum. They're going to be learning all about Optum. They're going to be meeting up with staff members, some of which are our past pupils, and they're going to be able to interview them. And they're going to do like a speed dating as such, where they're going to go around tables and they're going to get to ask them all the questions about how they developed from being a secondary school student like them to going on to college possibly, and then how did they end up getting a job in Optum and what it is they do. They're also going to be doing soft skill programme with them, where they're going to be learning such things as communication skills, how to do a presentation, how to present themselves for interview, how to communicate with people, and that will be very useful for them when they go on to do their MRB, which is their classroom-based assessment in second and third year. In third year they do an actual presentation where they actually have to speak to the whole class, present an enterprise or an idea or whatever to their students in their class, and they're going to have to do that for 3 minutes as part of their classroom-based assessment. So they're going to get these skills now developed during this programme, which is going to be really of use to them when they move on into third year.
Okay, now, next guest on the show this week, Kieran.
Yeah, in the second part of this week's Business Matters, Greg, I chat to Eamon McFadden from Glass Mountain Digital Media about the extraordinary career of Creasle-born pioneering computer programmer Kay McNulty. I asked the local filmmaker what struck him most about the woman whose work literally helped change the world.
I suppose it, in some ways, it was her humility. You know, I think you have to understand too that it was a very, for her back during the war years, it would have been highly unusual for a woman to be leading maybe in technology, a very male-dominated world. But Kay kind of kept very grounded on all this. Clearly, she had a phenomenal aptitude for it, and I think that's a big part of it too. That she just went on to develop it, and in her later years went on to champion women in technology in a big way as well. Her and the other co-founders. Again, there's a lot of nice footage of all these different talks that they would give and things like that. So, she pioneered much more than the early days. She stayed true to kind of championing women STEM subjects. All of her life, and that was so that was probably the humility of what they achieved. I think they certainly didn't seem to be looking for the kudos of it at the time.
Okay, and that is a very interesting story. Looking forward to the interviews with Pamela, Nuala and Eamon, all available now on our website, highlandradio.com, and on Spotify and iTunes. And the show's broadcast on air as well, of course, Kieran?
Yeah, on Sunday evening, Greg, after the 6 o'clock news.
And anyone looking to get in touch with the show, how do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, just drop me an email, please. businessmatters@highlandradio.com.
All right, that's available right now. Let me just see if we got time for... No, we've mentioned everything. All right,
Greg, before I go,
go ahead.
I was contacted by Ollie Harvey, rightly described as the youngest president of any GA club in the country. He's president of St. Julian's. It was just about tomorrow, and I know we're talking about St. Patrick's Day, about the float. They're meeting at Tobin's at 2:30. They're having a children's disco at the clubhouse from 5 to 7, and the bar is open upstairs. And it'll be easier to meet Ollie after I've got that plug in for him.
You should not be on your phone at work.
Thank you.
Enjoy your St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. Join us at 12 o'clock on Saturday, broadcasting live from Islington. Can't wait for that. And also we'll be back with you here, all being well, Monday morning at 9 o'clock. Stay tuned. John Bresson's around the Northwest after the news at 12.
The newspapers are courtesy of